TJ. We have a document where we don't just put in who we think is going to win, we put in what we think the series score is going to be. And in the interest of utter clarity, I said 3-0, Buriram sweep this series versus Secret.
I am prepared to fight TJ, by the way, for this. But I've actually been so careful with what I say over here. I know the power of this desk. And I would say, you know what? Team Secret, every time I've doubted them, they somehow, rest. So I have to say, oh my god, James, you're not on point today. So I just have to put that out there or something.
Yeah, why are you here vouching for them, Mika? If they lose, it's your fault now.
Oh my god, don't say that!
Let's talk about this draft with the Jets, because I'm already spotting Buriram really playing to their own strengths. You see this Ziggs getting locked in? That's Arseni's bread and butter. He's really good on those characters. They're aiming for that late game. We're really talking up.
Yeah, this should be Brom Corky or either Brom Corky. Wow, Brom Lucian's really.
Wow.
I never seen him play Lucian before.
Ooh.
Like he never brings it out, right?
And that's going to give them like a little bit more early game power if it works out for them, because you can have Kinemon kind of in that almost Kai'Sa position where you have value in the late game, but you also have value during the early mid. So I think this is a really strong draft. Team Secret, though, we said they needed to achieve something during the first few minutes of the game, and the lock-in here of the Lee Sin says that they agree with us, I think. They're trying to get the ball rolling early and challenge Buriram during the first 5 minutes, which are going to be, I think, make or break, because especially when you add Graves to this composition, Buriram are going to be so deadly in the late game.
Yeah, this is a lot of firepower coming in from the side of Buriram United. Jess, what are your thoughts on this? And James will lock in the Rakan. You mentioned that you like James' Rakan over here. I mean, what are your thoughts? Drafts are pretty much locked in right now.
James' Rakan against supporters Brom. Oh my god. You're in for a ride for sure, this game.
Definitely.
It's an all-star matchup. But it's going to be decided by the Lee Sin, by the first couple of minutes.
Yes.
Buriram with the Graves, they have so much late game power, and it needs to be Team Secret disrupting that in those first couple of minutes. If they don't have the Lee Sin lead in the first 5, it's dangerous. If we get to the first 10 and the gold is even or even close, I think Buriram have won the game.
Yeah, and we're gonna see. Just agrees, and we're gonna see how this match goes down as we step into game 1 of our lower bracket finals, Buriram United versus Team Secret. Casters, take us into the rift.
Well, yeah.
Thanks a bunch there. Thanks a bunch there, Mika. It's looking good here. If you ask me how things are gonna go in this game, well, I'm gonna say you're getting on a boat right now. The seas are rocky, and well,
there we go.
Things are looking good here for both sides.
Things are indeed, and we are in, of course, the first game of the lower bracket finals. This is going to be a best of 5. I wanted to very quickly bring up that given that we have a Graves Brom, we're going to see a lot of early game aggression here for the side of Buriram. And we're not surprised to see, yet again, the Lucian mid is played by Kinemon, and Archini is going to be piloting the Ziggs down in the bottom lane, something they've done before in the past. Not too successful earlier today, so I'm a bit skeptical about this one, Gaminism.
For sure, it's interesting, right? Because we've seen Lucian Braum as a big combo in like PC League, but we come into like Wild Rift, it's not really much of a thing because you don't need that dueling power. Like Lucian's strong by himself, you don't need no Braum.
Good. And also because you don't really want the Lucian in a dual lane where he can lose trades. Okay, Kinemon, not his day today. He did so well in the first couple of games up against SBTC, but he seems to have had maybe a bit of a mental collapse. Noel in a lot of trouble as well. Both of these teams trading blows, but Team Secret coming out a little bit on top. Now, if we looked at this game and we try to break it down a little bit here, Gaminism, I think a very important thing for us to pay attention to is the sword and the shield between Azar and Noel. Azar's gonna try to be the sword, the spear for Team Secret to penetrate the defenses of Noel yet again on a weak side pick in this Darius. It's gonna be a tough time for him.
That's exactly it, right? That's exactly what we saw. Azar was right there, punishing Noel, and you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to alleviate some of the pressure from him because they know if he falters, they're gonna have a tough time.
Yeah, he really needs to be able to stabilize in this lane. If not, Fiora can really take over. Because if we think if we're going to the late game, who can really hold the Fiora down in side lane? No one on BRU can. So a lot of pressure for the side of BRU to really accelerate the team fights in the early mid game. and they might want to dive this. There is a huge wave there, Gamenism.
They're building it up, but this is pretty tough.
It's
I mean,
so
Azar
sketchy.
has a lot of outplay potential. You get the blind off
Nice.
first. We have the repost, blocks out damage. They're not gonna get much more. Here we have it. Tatsui's joining in now. Flash away from Shiba, but to get the apprehend, pull back Tatsui. He flashes to the wall too.
So many trades back and forth, but ultimately I think Team Secret are the ones that come up on top. You look at Trevor right now. This gives him a lot of room. He's being a sneaky little boy right now, camping in the jungle for Shiba. Shiba seems to have some suspicions though.
Yeah, between these trades, it looks like the exchange rate is a little bit more favorable for Team Secret. They pull up the currency, and it's like, yeah, we're coming up a little bit ahead here. You look at the gold as well, I mean, about 200-300, it's not a lot. But it's something that's snowballing, especially because we're only about 2.5 minutes in, without any kills naturally generating this lead.
Yeah, naturally generating this lead is something we really need to pay attention to, because when you look at the team compositions, I do think that Team Secret should not be winning out their laning matchups. Lucian is a traditional counterpick to Galio. He should be doing good there. Early game Darius against Riven, it should be pretty even. But still, Team Secret pulling ahead in the early game. Well, just as I say that, the gold swings a little bit back to BRU, but it's gonna be a bit of an even one. But what's really gonna break the game open here, Grandin, is the next minute or two when we look at how these teams want to play around the objectives. A lot more options for Team Secret. Azar can opt to stay in his lane and keep split pushing, or he might come to team fight.
And this is a point that Jess brought up as well, because you're looking at Supporter and Hames here, both on pretty big type support
They're key
champions
picks.
looking to play make.
Definitely both their key picks as well, right? When we were talking to Jess earlier, we're talking about the supports left. Or every support here has their traditional, you know, I guess signature pick, you could call it. Supporters is definitely Braum, and Hamas, his Rakan is impressive as well. So we need to be so careful of what these two can do. Hamas especially, he needs to be a big playmaker here. Earlier today, we were talking about Kirel and Chewy. Kirel and Kinemon contesting that Kai'Sa pick. Chewy proving as well he is so strong on it, and that's something we need to look out for. The pop-off potential of Chewy and Hamas as they get their resets in.
I love that you mentioned they need to be a playmaker, especially
Yeah.
for Hames, because he resets a little bit late. This has given supporters some time to go towards the Baron lane, right? You see this right now. He's on Azar.
He's on a bit of a little magical journey by himself. They're gonna get control over the river, but they do not have Scuttle Crab. So this is spotted out, and Team Secret, look at the rotations on the map. They want to contest this. They're not gonna give this one up for free.
Yeah, Treble resets quickly and he's coming back soon as well. Hames is standing on top of ward, but it's vision for both sides, so they know what's going on. Looks like both sides are ready to clash so early on,
gonna be
almost
it.
4.5 minutes, but they're pulling the trigger. It's Hames and Treble. The combo
Hames!
synced up. Look at that grand entrance. It's beautiful. Pulls the full attention on the floor. Chewy's in the back line with the killer instinct taking down one, but will get caught by the crowd control from the Braum. Flashing forward, Noel trying to trade back the shield for BRU. Falters in the face of Team Secret.
A heartbreaker for Noel. He doesn't get his reset down, and that was what we talked about. The playmaking combo. Hamas and Chewy doing it all. Hamas tying up the entire backline. Chewy using the timing to dash in. Survives with a sliver of health on this Kai'Sa, despite diving into 3-4 people. Noel nearly gets the reset off. If he did, that might have been a completely different team fight.
Omo, what's better than a sword? I'd say a gun. That's what you have Chewy for. He's going into the back. The bullet flies
Gamenism.
there.
Lucian has 2 guns and Grace has a big gun. So I would say that BRU have more guns here, but they still lost out.
What is Kai'Sa technically firing? You don't. It's not a gun. She has some kind of like void tech.
I actually don't know. Where does she fire from? I think she has like plasma pistols and then her Icatian
It's from
ring.
her wings.
No, but
yeah,
that's an
from her
Icatian
wings.
ring.
Right?
I think her basic attacks are from like some sort of pistols. Pay attention to Chewy very closely right now as he clears this next minion wave. Most important thing we're gonna look at. Thank you so much, observers. There we go.
thank you.
Let's pay close attention right now. Analyze this. So yeah, there we go. He shoots it. He has plasma pistols.
Well, he's gonna
gonna
get
get
caught
caught.
here by Noel. Those supporters in here
sums.
trying to make something happen. They take down the Kai'Sa. Doesn't matter how many
Huge.
guns you have, you still get taken down by the Darius.
Yeah, I think Chewy was putting on a little bit of a show for us. The OBs hurt us, Chewy hurt us as well. They really wanted to see what animations Kai'Sa had. Unfortunately, no sums and no killer instinct means he will pay with his life. And though he is the shield, Noel is still finding windows to play make. That's what I love about this guy. He is like Tan X, you know, they don't need a lot of resources, but they will always deliver. And that's what he's doing right now. Tied up the gold with Azar, and we're gonna see a bit of a turret trade.
Yeah, they're gonna find the top for the bottom side, and I have to bring it back into context, right? Because both teams have played a full series, well, have played multiple games today. The
So
difference
many.
is BRU played 5 games. Team Secret played 2. And while it might maybe more recent, I feel like Team Secret are a little bit fresher going into this BO5.
You know what the difference is? It's because Team Secret won their BO. It's because they won their series. It's always easy to be mentally fresh after you win a 2-0. Keep in mind, BRU played 5 games, and the last 2 games that they lost against SBTC, I feel like they had some sort of mental collapse there as well, because they were making mechanical mistakes, they were slipping up in team fights, and when we talk about BRU, what's the phrase we always use? Team fight kinks. They look so uncharacteristic, and hopefully they fix it here in game 1.
I mean, we saw some of that in the first 2 games. I think Jess brought up a really good point where it seemed like SBTC understood what BRU were trying to go for, and they read it really well and responded in turn. And I think that's kind of what gave them that advantage. While BRU are coming back into this, similar idea, but they've changed things up. Now Shiba's are more of a carry style champion as opposed to something looking for a pick.
Yeah, Shiba has had enough of being the utility player for his team. He spots the opportunity to pull out the Graves, and I think this is about as good a game as you're gonna get for it. You counter the Lee Sin, you're great with the Braum, and he's gonna be so tanky this game. Very little options for Team Secret to kill him. If you don't pop him, like right now, he's just gonna lifesteal.
Yeah, you can't take him down like with that amount of damage.
Yep.
Treble's not going to be enough. You need someone with dedicated, sustained damage to take down Shiba, especially with the Bloodthirster first item.
Exactly, Gamenism, and you gotta keep in mind, Graves is deceptively tanky. He has Conqueror, he has Bloodthirster, a lot of lifesteal is gonna be happening there, and he has the Grit stacks, which gives him armor so good against all of Team Secret. Cheeky low play there from Trevor, slides right out of trouble, and we do see a 5-man from BRU on this mid turret.
Exactly, because they went for that Scuttle Crab and had to move to the top side while this built space for
we go.
BRU now. Team Secret are looking for a fight. They get a good initiation off. Hames followed up with Tatsuri. Supporters looking low, losing a lot of health quickly. Has to flash away.
That's huge.
Watch out for Chewy though, because he's that smoking gun for Team Secret, but he's unable to find work done as Noel puts up a defense for BRU and pushes Team Secret back.
It's just a heartbreaker. If you watch Noel the entire team fight, I feel so bad. My heart goes out for him. He keeps trying to find the dunks. He flashed in trying to dunk Azar, he was out of range. He nearly got the dunk on Tatsuri, but Shiba steals it with collateral damage. I am bursting out in tears right now, and Noel must feel the same way. There we go. Pay very close attention to this. Engage attempt. Not the best from Hamas this time around. He only gets the front line. Keep in mind, we mentioned Shiba is so tanky. Look at Noel. Amazing hook on the 2. He's trying to find the dunk somewhere, anywhere. Flashes, doesn't get Azar. Turns around, wants to get Tatsuri. It gets taken by collateral. Not collateral damage. The bomb from Ziggs instead takes it away. No resets from Noel means the fight ends right there. And you know, Gamenism, I'm a bit depressed. I just want to see one Darius pop off, get a pentakill.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, SSK isn't here for that anymore.
Exactly.
So, so we're gonna have to look to see if BRU or
tragedy.
Team Secret can give that to us in this best of 5 series. There are multiple games in it to play for, and we know how they like to go for. They're willing to play out the series if things come down to it. The thing is, though, looking at Noel so far, despite the fact that we've been kind of harboring on him as that solid, safe player, low economy, he can build tanky and still do damage, be a playmaker, he's been actually receiving a decent amount of resources. I mean, he's looking pretty good here. It's not the most amount of gold, but he's definitely still on par with Azar.
Yeah, but I think what's important to bring up is that he's finding a lot of these leads by himself. His team's not doing anything for him. He is a one-man machine. He doesn't need nobody. He's doing it all by himself. And I think that that's great to see. Look at Hamas though, amazing position, but he gets spotted. He gets spotted.
This might be bad because Noel's so far away. Hames isn't able to find the re-engage back. Tatsuri's over by the side, gets spotted out by Kinemon, finding decent damage. They're in the pit. Shiba takes the dragon. It's a big one. Unfortunately, Kinemon's in the face of 3. Has to do with Azar, the main blade for Team Secret, as Rebel comes in to confirm the kill onto Kinemon. But Dragon over to BRU.
2 for 2 there, but Dragon to BRU is gonna be the main takeaway. This time around, Noel, he gets the reset, but unable to keep the fight going. And Team Secret, that was a heartbreaker for them. Hamas had amazing positioning. He was on the back line. They just needed a little bit of patience. Unfortunately, Hamas got spotted, so they had to force the play onto Shiba. But so quick with his fingers, he just manages to, you know, get caught, tries to go onto Shiba, and he bails out of town.
It's really impressive what BRU have been able to do, right? The BRU have been able to open up an express lane in the mid lane. So now they have a really good... Yeah, they have a really good way in. One misstep by Team Secret is so heavily punishable because you have that Ziggs, because you have that Lucian who are able to siege the turrets quickly.
Exactly.
I know TJ has mentioned earlier on that he loves Ezreal because he's able to do that role, but Lucian is able to perform in a similar branch as well.
Yeah, Gimnism, I'm so proud of you. You got the nail right on the head right there. From me asking you what does Renekton Lee Sin do to you coming up with this point. You're doing great, my man, and this is exactly what we love to see. Improvement from both of these teams, improvement from my play-by-play, now a color caster as we go into the team fight.
They're looking to get this catch off first. It's a nice kick
Shiba.
where the Glacial Fissure will build up a wall. Tatsuri's joining in now. It's a good setup for Team Secret, but BRU are able to retreat. Shiba, the first to fall in this process. Supporter looking low as well. They trade back nicely against Azar. Noel unable to finish off, not able to get the reset.
He had the flash this time as well. If he had gotten the dunk on Azar, it's such a heartbreak. Noel is always so close, yet so far every single team fight. And we think about how that fight started. It was Shiba and Supporter. We talk about how Brum Graves is strong as a combo. You tag someone up, Graves blast them with his burst as well as procs your passive so very quickly. They weren't able to do that right there. Shiba got caught. No flash means that despite being tanky, he will get dropped. And now Noel leading the charge. You love to see this man being the front liner for his team.
It's quite interesting what we've seen from Noel right now because he's been able to build towards 2 armor items, looking at a potential 3rd. It's pretty easy to itemize against Team Secret because Tatsuri still hasn't come online yet. He's looking for that big AP item, that Rabadons. For now, he's still scaling up, and so it's quite easy for BRU to take these fights.
Yeah, I agree. This is about as easy as it's gonna get. It's not really gonna get much easier than this because you have the scaling from Fiora, really, and like you mentioned, once Death Cap comes online from Tatsuri, he's gonna be packing a real punch as well, and that's gonna be so hard for Shiba to deal with, because what does Graves not like? He doesn't like being locked down and not being able to lifesteal. He doesn't like magic damage, which overcomes his true grit. So a lot of things there that BRU have to keep in mind, and while they have decent scaling as well, it's not as cut and dry as it was in the last few games. There is still a chance for Team Secret to outscale.
With Team Secret, you can never really count them out at any point.
Exactly.
If there's any team that can make a miracle happen, it's Team Secret. We saw Za steal away Baron on the Fiora before. This is a team that can make magic happen. If there's any team I'm expecting to be able to pull back from a deficit, it's Secret. And they're not far behind, Omo.
This barely a
3,000 gold difference.
Yeah, it's a pretty even game right now. And I think you really need to be looking at the next dragon. 30-second window right now. Kinemon doing his best to hard push the Baron lane. Gonna make a beeline down here. But this means Team Secret, they have to inside track. Azar is here first. He's not opting to split push. They want to 5v5 this. Tatsuri has to catch the wave, but he has the hero's entrance. So a lot of things really gonna line up here. I don't think Team Secret will want to give this away, but the question is, can they even contest it?
Yeah, I love the way that BRU is shoving Team Secret out, but Team Secret, well, they're starting to respond now. Now that Dragon's up, Tatsuri's gonna rotate back over from the Baron lane, but BRU start the Dragon up first.
They do indeed, and Team Secret, they're gonna be too late here. I think they still want to try though.
Dragon's going down fast. Noel, he's trying to build some space, block the shield for the team. Unfortunately, he's already gone down. They're trying to trade back for 1 here. They do manage to take down Hames, but it's really just a support. Azar is buying time over by the side, but Kinemon will take him down. And Treble losing his life as well. He tries to make a captain's play, almost takes down Kinemon, but will fall to BRU with a quadra kill coming online for Shiba.
And Team Secret, they might be the miracle team fighters, but there are no miracles to be had today. Buriram United, the team fight kings. That's what we always call them. And they prove us right yet again. Noel drops from the start of the fight. Let's not even talk about the dunk. He doesn't even get to use his barrier or his flash, just CC'd and killed. But that doesn't matter. BRU team fight immaculately. 4v5. Take the quadra kill for Shiba. Take the Baron. Take the Dragon. They're taking it all, Gamenism, and BRU, they're pulling ahead. 7,000 gold lead.
Oh, that's so sad. Noel doesn't get to partake in the Baron buff feast. I mean, just 3 seconds for respawning.
A little bit tragic.
But then again, he's probably going to be with the team anyway, right? Let's take a look back at this fight.
He is indeed, and there we go. Noel gets popped out entirely, but the problem is the Brom CC is such a good answer to Rakan. He can't get on your back line, and the damage from Shiba, he is popping off. Azar on the wrong side of the fight tries to dive too deep into 2, won't be able to do so, and Shiba, the man, the myth, the legend, the star, no more tanks for him. He's on carry duty right now, and he's popping off with this Graves, proving why he deserves it, right?
Double twin shadows from Buriram United.
Don't let Hamas
It's a
flank
smart
you.
adaptation.
Don't let Hamas get on top of your back line.
And so this information, you can see them when they step up in the mid lane as they're escorting the waves. They pop the Twin Shadows, make sure that their sides are cleared, or they know where Hermes is, and this is them playing carefully. Look at where Noel is as well. The fact he doesn't have Baron buff is unfortunate, but I say that, but BRU, they're gonna get caught off by Team Secret. It's 2 versus 5. Supporter and Shiba, no matter how strong you are, surely cannot win this fight. 2 wolf form on the side of BRU first. Noel making a beeline, running towards his team. You have to watch out for Chewy, for Archony, and the damage coming across from both sides.
We've seen this
able to take down Trevor, but he's dashing out the safeguard.
Gamenism, we've seen this before. How dare I question the miracles of Team Secret? Buriram take one team fight, but immediately Team Secret answer right back with one of their own. The miracle comes true yet again. Nothing they can do once Shiba drops, once Kinemon gets chased down as well. And this is why BRU, it's so very important for them to play as a unit. You need Noel in front of you. He needs to block the damage. He needs to be a disruptor. If Shiba gets CC, that's going to be a huge problem for BRU. And that's exactly what we saw. Now the question is, Team Secret, they're still a bit behind. Can they do it again?
I mean, we're looking at Team Secret right now. They're pulling out these tricks from the hat. And you look at Azar. He's a blade that's been sharpening under the whetstone for a little while now. You know, slowly over time, he's getting sharper and sharper. And he's becoming a magnificent blade for Team Secret. What they need from him right now is to perform in the side lane. If he's able to go to the side lane, pull pressure away from Noel and Shiba, well, in Team Secret, they have to engage to team fight. Once again, they get the engage off, looking to take down supporter first. They are diving on the turret. Shiba dropping down low quickly, but the 6 damage coming online.
Oh,
and you have to worry for both sides. Team Secret still alive at this point. Noel flashes in to finish off Treble. No escape for the Lee Sin this time.
Azar somehow dives into 4 past the tier 1 turret, gets out with 1
Noel.
HP. Noel tries to get Chewy but forces the flash, but this will be BRU taking the inhibitor. They have the Ziggs, that's gonna be 1. They're gonna back off, I believe. Don't be too greedy here, Buriram. They're gonna back off, they're gonna reset Elder Dragon in 20 seconds here, Gamenism. It's not over. We're gonna see more fights. Chewy's still dead. I think BRU, they might want to camp this here.
That's the express lane. That's the express lane
Oh,
almost
they
straight
showed
into
on
the
the
mid
ward.
lane. They were standing on top of ward. They're looking to maybe take someone down here. Noel, he realizes he can't go for a difficult target. He needs to go for an easy one, so he pulls in Tatsui. The damage onto Gallo takes him down quickly. Noel will fall. Azar, you can't discount him just yet. He's still there to equalize.
He is still the grand duelist at the end of the day, and he does exactly that. Noel wants to be the beefy frontline, but you cannot frontline against a Fiora. Now TP is coming through from Trevor. Azar cancels his recall. They want to contest this. They know BRU are on this, but no one wants to flip the game. They back right off.
They're coming in hot.
Yeah, take a deep breath. We're not gonna flip the game on this. We're gonna back off. We're gonna live to fight another day.
It's double objectives, honestly, and you have to be careful about
Hermes.
this because you give up 1, it could just give the game away.
Yep.
We're starting to see Ziggs really come online. 3,
Yes.
looking at 4th item complete. I mean, just come on, the damage is disgusting.
It's gonna be one of those games where you look at the end game screen and he'll be like on 100,000 damage, but Elder Dragon is almost dead, Gamenism.
They're fast on it. Trevor's trying to come in here, but supporter, he's in his way. He's blocking Azar, looking for an entry angle as well, but it's so difficult. They're not willing to
Trevor can't
conflict
get
this
in.
just yet, though. Tatsui, he just respawns. The teleport coming in now. Hermes buying time, going in with the grand entrance, building up space. Teleport coming in from the other side as well.
Look at Trevor.
Good damage from Tatsuri. You have to watch out for them because they're stealing away the Elder Drake. And Tatsuri holds the game together, but 2 will fall on the South Secret.
What was the cost of the Elder Dragon? We see them rushing down the mid lane. That is the express lane. Now TPs are gonna come true
They're
as well as I
stopping
believe. They're not done yet. They are not done yet.
They stopped the
resets don't get to
teleports. They're
come in.
going onto the Nexus. They're trying to escort the wave in.
They want to go for the end
Supporter's
here.
gonna teleport it. Azar's trying to block this grand challenge. Comes across for the Nexus. It's the target of focus for BRU, and 1 more hit for BRU to take the first game.
Buriram United. The miracles from Team Secret weren't enough to save them at the end.
All in the draft, because we have mentioned how pretty solid Team Secret's draft can be.
Everything looks fine until, you know, late game kicks in. Ziggs, Graves with the crit. It's so hard. You look at Galio, almost carried that game, right? Tatsuri on Galio. Oh, such a phenomenal play. But you are a melee champion up against a Graves with a 3 or 4 item.
Wow.
It's impossible.
Jess, he was doing so much damage with every auto attack on that Graves, it was disgusting.
Yeah, exactly.
And right now, the bans are coming in, and it looks like they are targeting supporter. They are targeting Hermes and the Gragas. That could be for Hermes.
Yeah, this could potentially be Lulu game for supporter as well. Or Rakan.
Oh.
I really like the Gragas for Hamas. He plays incredibly well with it. And the big thing it does is it finds individual picks. So it does kind of indicate to me that Team Secret might be about to draft for the late game because Hamas normally pulls out this Gragas when they're going to go to the very late. I wouldn't be too surprised if we got a Senna here to follow up alongside the Gragas so that it could be a full AP Gragas. Kaisa, however, though, says differently. Yeah, they're still maybe leaning into the early game. We'll see.
Wow.
Oh.
Such a great trio. I love this. I love this from Team Secret. Nunu, Kaisa, and Gragas. Such a flexible like champions. They're up together.
And it's actually really good all the way through the mid lane game because that's a very good team fight for Team Secret. They have such a beefy front line right now.
Yeah.
They just need a little bit more damage.
Yeah, sure. They got the engage from Nunu and Gragas, and also the disengage as well. Like Nunu and Gragas gets you everything except damage. Right.
If Buriram do this, Mika, I'm gonna write my Twitter post. I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh no. I really do hate Xayah AD carry. And I think that Buriram, because of Xayah AD carry, are going to really struggle into such a tanky team from Team Secret. If this is Mundo top, my only worry is I don't know where their damage comes from. They need like an Orianna mid or something to seal this deal.
Yeah, Jess, I'm eager to hear your thoughts on this. I think this is the first time you're seeing the Mundo in person, and we're seeing the Diana come out as well.
So here's the point. Xayah really loves when the enemy, like, when there's a lot of melee champion, right? You don't want them to like run off. You want them to run towards you, and 4 melee against Xayah is, I don't know, it's really bad, right?
The big thing that Xayah dreams of course, is those late game team fights where you can control like a single bush and the entire team has to run through at you. And Xayah is actually really good in those situations.
Right.
I'm worried that the amount of tank that's just come on for Team Secret is kind of terrifying though.
Yeah, and we remember what happened when the Mundo came out last time. We know what Tatsuri is capable of on an assassin champion like Diana. I'm pretty excited to see this. Also because, you know, we know Team Secret to bring out these weird drafts and everything. You know, Lord Mundo, that's definitely weird in there. We're gonna see if Buriram United can take game number 2 against Team Secret, or if Team Secret is going to level the score. Casters, over to you guys.
Thanks a bunch, Mika. I mean, Team Secret versus Buriram United, and well, they've decided a sword is no longer useful. We're going for the cleaver, we're going for Dr. Mundo.
And we were talking about the whole narrative between the sword and the shield, Grandin, but now we just have 2 shields in the top lane bashing against each other. But I feel like this might actually work out better for Team Secret here.
Sure. I mean, we're looking at something for Team Secret that has worked well for them in their games against Flash.
Yeah.
The Mundo is a bit of an adaptation, but apart from that, this is tried and tested for them.
It is indeed, and the key point here is you let Tatsuri shine. Noel, so cheeky.
I mean, what is this game? Not very much, but I just love the fact that he starts apprehend for this.
In fact, some might even say that it helps him lose the lane even quicker. But it is a very cheeky play. It's a very cheeky adaptation. I like the idea. It's just a bit unfortunate that he couldn't chase down Azar. Now, let's talk about what I don't like. This 5th pick here from Archony, this Orianna last pick, I think it's a bit questionable. What's going on outside of Team Secret's team comp? You see a lot of tanky boys running in at you. You saw the Diana picked early. Orianna, you're going to have one job here. You're going to look for the big shockwave as they run into you and pray that Kinemon has enough damage. Because you're not really going to be doing all that much. You're not going to find the miracle shockwave to end the game. So a lot more burden on Kinemon. But what's good though is you give Noel the chance to set up. Now, Archony, bit of trouble, but I think he's going to be fine.
Okay. I mean, it's an interesting one move for sure. I mean, look at how low he gets off of that.
Yeah.
And Anthony, you're talking about how he isn't going to have that much damage. And yeah, it looks like that's going to be the case against these tanks. But I think, isn't that what they're trying to go for though? Just set up so that Kinemon can have these great moments, so that the Xayah is able to free hit while the Shockwave is really just there to peel for him.
So real quick segue, right? One of the other reasons I don't like the Orianna here is because he's going to have such a hard time dodging the ganks from Nunu, Gragas, Orianna even, they're gonna have such a good time getting on him in team fights. Now back to your original point, yeah, he's trying to set up for the Xayah Feathers, right? And that's the point that TJ was trying to make as well. When you run into the Xayah Feathers, that's when he has the best time, the time of his life. Xayah loves it when you run into it in tight choke points. Oof. A lot of action in the mid lane.
Yeah, rotating very early on. I mean, BRU is taking, well, matters into their own hands. They're playing aggressive. Look at how far Supporter has roamed away from Kinemon here.
Yeah, running away from Kinemon means that he will get zoned out of farm, but it's gonna be just fine as he picks up the wave in the bottom lane. Now, as we approach the team fights, it's only a couple of minutes away. What do we need to look out for? We need to see if the members of Team Secret, they can get on top of the backline. They can get on top of Archony. If they can get on Kinemon, that would be huge. Now, the only problem I can foresee is if Archony positions well and Kinemon uses his to the skies on time, it's gonna be so hard for Team Secret to find the engages that they want. Noel!
Oh! He survives, levels up. Oh my goodness, Noel survives there.
Shiba with the intercept on the snowball as well. BRU's top side once again popping off. Tatsuri even used the ultimate on Archony in the middle. He wants more.
Well, but the barrier is gonna keep him alive. Tatsuri's dropping down low. The auto attack, not enough! Not enough, Omo!
A sliver of health from all of these players. Noel first, then Archony, then Tatsuri. Everyone on the brink of death. And these teams, they are playing it to the edges, pushing their limits to the max. We're about to see the Dragon spawn. We're about to see the Rift Herald spawn. But they're not waiting for any timers. They want the fights, and they want it now, Gamenism.
I mean, that just feels bad, man. Right,
Feels
Archony,
terrible, man.
he was supposed to outplay him there.
Yeah.
Tatsuri with a good angle, but then it looked like for sure Archony was supposed to make something happen. Well, and this is kind of not the best case scenario because Archony, if he did manage to punish there, well, then things are looking better for him in lane.
Yep.
But now he's pretty much, again, in the same spot that he was before.
No
now with no
subs.
summoner spells, very vulnerable.
Indeed, Gamenism. The good news is he will have the shockwave, so he's gonna need to be very on point with that one. The good news for BRU, their Baron laner has a lead, so Noel will get the reset first. Noel will get to come down first. The bad news for BRU is this Orianna pick. It's a big question mark. Will he play the team fights well enough to survive? It looks like there will not be a team fight, as both teams will just opt the trade. And we do see these kinds of decisions in high stakes games. I bet you if this were a group stage game, you'll see both teams 5v5ing over one objective right now. But they don't want to lose it over a flip.
Hey, Omo, that's what Game 1 is for.
That
That's what Game 1 is for. That's what we saw from both these teams in Game number 1, where they went to go fight around these early objectives, and well, Team Secret, they say, we're having none of that. This time we're playing back towards our win conditions the way we want to play it, and look at how well they're doing.
I love this one.
Towards
I
the
love
top
this
side
one,
early.
Fantastic stuff. They need to use the Rift Herald if they want to take this tower. There we go, committing Herald, but this will just be a 1-for-1 trade, and I always feel this is beneficial for Buriram because they get the gold funneled onto Kinemon and Shiba, whereas Team Secret, they have to split the gold a lot, and Rift Herald being expended means you really get nothing out of the 4-minute trade window.
Well, let's look for where Archony is going to be coming in from.
Noel!
Explosive cast.
Did you see his fancy feed? He sidestepped the Gragas cask as well while going in aggressively. This man, he's playing the tanks, he's being the shield, but his mechanics are clean.
Man, he's a ballerina out here.
Darius the
past these
ballerina.
skill shots. Yeah, doesn't even care about all that, you know. He's out here farming up a storm in his own lane, grabbing all this gold. Kimon's coming in here, taxing him, saying, you know what, buddy, I need this gold. Give it to me.
Yeah, and after Noel's rendition of Swan Lake for the Noxian Theater as well, I feel like he kind of deserves that one. Doesn't quite work out though, because, you know, like we say, Kinemon is the carry. Now, we gotta touch on something really quickly here. Because he's the carry, he's gonna need to do the big damage. Look at his items, Gamenism. Does he have damage?
I think it's even worse when you look at Team Secret, who have like double steel plated steel caps, and then you have the 2 armor items on like Azar and Treble respectively.
Exactly. So you have the Navori quick blades. That's gonna be really nice for you to get your feathers up and about. We're gonna finish this point later though, as Azar might be in a bit of trouble.
I mean, I'm gonna let you go about that point because Azar, while he is in a little bit of trouble, he's dodging away from everything as well. The flashes are just too prominent. Azar dodges away from all the damage, all the crowd control. Shiba, he's just gonna stand there, tank it up. You have the Gargoyle Stone play. He's not concerned yet, but you have to be now because the Absolute Zero puts Shiba down low. He's gone past, dodge past, then flashes away. But chasing after that, able to get that shockwave is big, but he doesn't go in for the dunk. Not yet. He finally goes for it. 1, 2, looking forward to it. It's supporters chasing after Treble. Just a little bit more hard on his tails, and he pulls it back with the upper hand. and he's gonna take him down with a final dunk by stolen away by Archie.
And that's what I wanted to see from Noel. That's what I wanted to see from the Darius. You run into him, you rush head first. He gets the stacks, he gets the reset, he gets the dunks. Unfortunately, Archie, he steals the last kill. Doesn't make it a triple, but Noel, yet again, highlight performance. My MVP for sure.
I don't know about this shield narrative you're trying to build me here on Normal, unless this is like Captain America's shield,
It
right?
is,
when
it
he throws it at his opponents.
Look, if you play MOBAs, you will know that every class that has a shield has a unique spell called Shield Bash. And that's all that Noel has. He has no other spells added. He just has all his points in Shield Bash. He might be the shield, but he's using it to knock your head in.
Well, Team Secret, they're looking to try and brute force that, power their way past that shield, and well, frankly, they have the tools for that. You get Chewy ahead, you get Tatsuri ahead, they're going to have that damage because Buriram United, they're not particularly tanky. They can't deal with the burst if Team Secret get a good angle.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They don't have any true tanks. Darius is going to be kind of a pseudo frontline, half tank. Shiba will be a half tank. Supporter is barely a half tank at that, right? But the main thing is, if they find the right approaches to these team fights, and they let Team Secret funnel into them, it's going to be oh so good for BRU. The problem though is if Team Secret find Archony, then that's a big question mark for me.
Well, things are slowing down a little bit as the Dragon comes online again. BRU are the first ones to move towards the Dragon, but Team Secret have enough time to recall, come back, reset. Look at Chewy now. He's completed that play of the Rune King.
He has indeed, but look at the items for Kinemon. He's not going to be killing any tanks. But if a Squishy goes near him, if Tatsuri goes near him, if Chewy goes near him, he is gonna evaporate them with those two items. Huge damage from Quick Blades and Phantom Dances. Trevor's gonna be rolling. Noel.
Oh, but it's Noel that intercepts him. This Darius doing so much work. Dragon's gonna go down, but it goes on Team Secret instead. Supporter jumps in, initiation, shockwave, moonfall. I mean, crowd control from both sides. Look at how tanky they are.
Noel
But
gets
look at
dunks.
Noel. This absolute beast is taking them down in the back. His team is working magic as well. It's an ace and a triple kill for Noel.
And this is the Noel show. I know I was saying you had to watch out for Kinemon, you have to watch out for the feathers, but Noel, this man. What can I say? What can I say that I haven't already
He's
said?
the lead ballerina here, Omo. This show is for Noel.
He's not just the lead ballerina, he's the conductor, he's the director, he's the whole show. I love the performance we're seeing from Noel. I always knew this man. He was one of the best Baron laners we had at the whole tournament, one of the best Baron laners in the whole world. And he is putting on a masterclass for us, Grandin.
Alright, well, the teams take a moment to breathe and try and reset. Let's take a look at this replay and
Starts it off.
understand and break down how this fight happened.
He starts it off with cancelling the snowball. So Engage already gone. Credits to the supporter. He did really well doing the disruption in the backline. But Noel, no one is stopping him. They're all trying to dive into Kinemon. Noel has a field day. He dunks Chewy. He dunks Azar. He dunks Trapper. No one can stop him. And what does Kinemon want? He wants you to come into him. Team Secret played exactly into Buriram's win condition. And Buriram, they gladly take it. They take the win. 4,000 gold up. They lose the dragon, but they take the fight.
You know, before we make more ballet references, I feel like we should
we're done
mention...
here.
I feel like we should mention that Mika, you know, used to be like a professional ballerina.
True.
I feel like we need some information, some insight from her to give us some knowledge on how these guys are dancing around the rift like this. Because look at the fancy footwork. Azar has been so on point as well.
Look.
That fight turned out bad for them because Noel played so well. But frankly, Azar has been consistently around dishing damage to BRU.
Well, I don't know how much I would
As a
fault-
tank.
As a tank, right? He
As
has
a
been
tank.
trying his best. Very important caveat here. He is trying to be the full shield, has no shield bash, is just trying to be a brick wall here. The problem is, what's the damage follow-up, Grandin? It's the Moonfall. And what counters Moonfall? Zaya's to the skies. You can never kill her. So if you dash into the backline and you try to get a Moonfall down, you have no follow-up damage. That's it. Azar has to do a lot more damage, and he's a tank. He can't do anything.
Look, but you used that analogy, right? But what I'm seeing is, well, a brick wall hurts when it falls on you. And if Azar is able to snowball to the point where you stack up the bricks, he gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Azar's like a massive brick wall. He's a great wall, in fact. And he collapses on you, that's BRU. That's how they're feeling, letting them go into this late game.
That is one thing which walls do. You know what else you can do with walls? To climb up, you have to reach. And that's what you're doing, Grandin. You are reaching. I feel like the options from Team Secret, very limited right now. They need to find picks onto Archony, and that's it.
Well, when Mika does it, she's good. But when I do it, I'm reaching too far. Well, Team
I'm sorry,
Secret, they
Grandin.
might be reaching a little bit too far as well. You see them trying to go for an engage there, but it's a little bit difficult. BRU are very cognizant of this, and with this goal lead that they have, they're playing it slowly and not overstepping the bounds because they know that if they're able to get these neutral objectives, well, they're just gonna keep snowballing out of control.
And they are indeed snowballing out of control. The main man to look at, the GOAT in the pockets of exactly who you want to be in. Noel, Kinemon, sitting at 10,000 gold, sitting pretty. They're happy with how this game is going. I think you could not find two better players to put the gold on BRU. The tank killer Darius stacks up his stacks of bleeds, and he's just gonna go on a dunking spree like we've seen so far this game. And Kinemon, he's gonna get Infinity Edge, he's gonna get a Last Whisper, and then he's gonna be shredding through some tanks like paper.
That's the shot. I mean, we're looking at the squishy killer item first,
Yeah.
and then as we build
I don't
up
know why he
stronger
built
and
that. I still
stronger-
don't like it, but that's fine.
Hey, it's working out.
It's working
2 and
out.
9. BRU in a good spot. I mean, partly, you know, maybe Noel's telling him, hey,
Gamenism,
don't worry, bro. Play
if I was
to
Zaya
whatever
this
you
game
want.
and I built Randuin's first item and my Baron laner was Noel, we would still win these team fights.
Exactly. Maybe Noel's giving him comms, saying, do whatever you want, buddy,
Do
because
whatever
I'm
you
going to
want.
step up, go 6-0-2 in this early to mid game. Now moving
Live your
towards this
best life.
Elder Drake, though. Yeah, living his best life. It's this
Kinemon
Inferno Drake
has a
coming
righteous
up now, so
glory,
you gotta watch out
Gamenism.
for it.
This is not a joke. Kinemon has a righteous glory. That's how confident they are. Hamas gets caught.
They're gonna look for Hames now. He's gonna try and get over the wall. Nice apprehend, pulls him back. He's gonna
Ooh,
survive,
well
but
done.
now the dunk isn't able to get him down though.
Oh,
He
last
still
stack.
survives, but the bleed goes across. Noel gets the kill, and now Team Secret need to back off this dragon.
Godlike from Noel. God King Darius skin. A godlike performance coming out of the Baron laner of Buriram United. Fantastic stuff from BRU. We called them the Team Fight Kings, and they are proving it. They show we played 5 games against SBTC earlier today, but we are not phased. We're still the team that we were. And this is exactly the performance we want to see from them that inspires confidence as they possibly go up for a rematch against SBTC tomorrow.
Absolutely, and in fact, I mean, even just before that, this confirms your spot in the Horizon Cup.
Yeah.
We get 2 representatives, you win this series. Don't even have to beat SBTC. Let's not even talk about that. Just the fact that you win this series, you're going to Singapore, to the Suntec Convention Center, where you're playing the Horizon Cup.
You're gonna come eat some chicken rice with Omo? You're good
Sure.
to go, you're happy.
Why not?
A lot of things to offer here, a lot of things to keep in mind, but I feel like for both of these teams, their eyes are set on one thing and one thing only. Winning each game, winning one game at a time, putting one foot in front of the other, like Noel is doing right now into the jungle of Team Secret.
Sure, they might jump in for a little bit of pressure, make sure that Team Secret is always on their toes, but unable to convert that into more. Team Secret playing a very stout defense. Watch how quickly they're able to back off, rotate around. They're shoving out waves quickly, forces BRU to go and set up the waves in a way that benefits them, and it's taking time out of BRU's win con.
Yeah, really amazing stuff coming in from Team Secret, setting the waves well. But BRU, they are doing exactly what they need to do. They're gonna rinse and repeat, push the waves, camp for Baron. Eventually, someone will slip up, and this might be it. Huge!
They're looking for it. A 3-man pull for the Darius, and look at the damage coming across. It's on the 3 tanks. It's difficult to take them down. Kinemon's gonna go to the skies, but he pulls back the feathers, and they're looking for this first. Azar will fall,
goodness.
and the upper hand on the treble. They find the second. The jungler gone from Team Secret.
Gamenism, it's only game 2 of the series. We don't know who's gonna take it yet, but regardless of who wins, Noel is my MVP. It's a standout performance from him. He has not been making a single misstep this series. Amazing gameplay on that Darius. Goes in, hooks tree, sets up Sheba for the ultimate follow-up. Unfortunately, Archony wasn't available for the shockwave, but still, that's all you really need. Really brilliant stuff coming in from Buriram United. The Teamfight Kings denying any miracles. Look at this hook. If only Archony was in position to get the 3-man shockwave, would have been brilliant, but that would just be the cherry on top of the, I don't know, on top of the ice cream, icing on the cake. I don't really know what the analogies are, but still, at the end of the day, BRU, amazing performance from them. Amazing
Look, let's just drop the analogies, right? Let's just keep
No
saying
more.
the word Noel. Let's just say the word Noel over and over.
Noel.
Noel,
That
Noel,
was
Noel.
very Noel of them.
Yeah, very Noel of them, and frankly, I like the way that he's Noeling. It feels that way from BRU right now. It's a
Yeah.
Noel show. He's 7-0-4, and where Kinemon needed time to scale up, this Darius has afforded
Give him
him
the
that
space,
time.
yeah.
He's now become strong enough. 4 completed items,
And this
and
is
it doesn't seem like
exactly
the tanky stats that Team Secret have.
He's gonna shred through them like paper. He has the Last Whisper, Eye Edge. You don't really get to do more damage than this. And look at the camps, BRU, rinsing, repeating, pushing the waves, camping, pushing the waves, camping, and eventually something is gonna give from Team Secret.
It's going to be that bot side inner turret first. Strong defense coming in from Secret. They still have the potential re-engaging and looking towards BRU right now, but it's difficult. Apprehend, not gonna connect. Explosive cast used to clear the way, block away BRU, but you still have this mid wave you need to take care of.
But what now, Gaminism?
That's it. You give up that turret as they finally re-engage once again. Jump onto Hamas, take him down first. They've also found Azar. Now onto the Nexus. Now the remaining members of Team Secret. They're gonna fall in the face of BRU. Chewy will survive, but survive for how long? The Nexus will fall before he does. But the second game over to BRU.
Complete and utter domination from Buriram United. These.
Right now, we are heading into game number 3, and I feel like, oh my gosh, for the Philippine region, I need Riku and Infinity's energy right now. I'm reaching all the way across to like Autolus and Cyrus. If they hear me right now, we gotta band together because this could easily go to Buriram United once they win this game 3, or it could go to Team Secret and they could begin their comeback. Initial bans and picks are coming in. What are your initial thoughts, What the Jess?
Wow. Camille left open, so I'm not sure if they're gonna play it, because as everyone knows by now, that Buriram handle Camille really well.
Yeah, and I'm a little worried for the pickup by Team Secret because Trevor hasn't been playing that aggressive. He's not really been starting fights. So the only place you could put it, I suppose, is in Azur's hands. Azur up on the top side definitely needs to have something to help win that lane, to help shut down Noel. Do you think that's it?
Yeah, and they also stealing away Trevor's Y and James' Rakan as well. Like,
Wow.
oh my god.
Both ripped away. Team Secret will get Hamas his Gragas though, so that kind of balances things out, Mika.
Well, I feel like, okay, the Kaisa coming in. I have a question here about the Darius. Again, really scary what came out of Noel in game number 2. I mean, are we gonna see that over here? What are your thoughts?
It could be both Darius or Jarvan 4. I think they should wait it out and pick it later for Noel. They should pick the mid lane right here, because TF also. Oh, okay, all right. They're gonna pick it right away, because they also got TF left open, the Urana, Ari. Yeah, there's so many pick here.
Wow, okay, so this is going to be, if this Akali is locked in, then there's probably Akali top, Camille jungle.
Could be mid, right? I mean,
we're just waiting on the mid laner. Buriram have given Archony the counter pick. Oh, this is so fun. This is a full commit to an early game composition from Team Secret if they lock in this Pantheon. They're going to be trying to win this game during the first couple of minutes, during the first 10 minutes or so, and just steamroll it. And if they can get that going, if they can play through the Pantheon and Kaisa, then Buriram are going to be in real trouble, I think. So they match it. They go for the Twisted Fate, which is one of the two characters, Gallia being the other one, and he's banned down. They can match the Pantheon's roam across the map and can kind of teleport right when the Pantheon jumps across the map. So I think it's a really heads-up draft by Team Secret and really well matched by Buriram. But I frankly give Team Secret the edge. I think this is a really good start to them in the early game.
Yeah, it looks much better than the previous one for sure. I'm curious to see how Pantheon gonna work in this meta, because we don't see a lot of Pantheon here, right? So
no,
yeah, should be
we
great.
We don't. And I believe actually Team Secret have brought it out quite a lot, especially in the group stages. So right now, I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, my hands are really clammy, and we are going into game 3. It could be Buriram's game, or Team Secret could come back. We'll find out. Casters, over to you guys.
and that nervousness is well deserved, Mika, because these two teams are the final bastions of hope for the Philippine region and the Thailand region respectively, Omo.
It is indeed, and both of these two teams, the hopes of their regions resting on their backs right now as we're going into third, and what could possibly be the final game of this whole series, Grandin.
Winner of this series goes to the Horizon Cup, and well, Omo, I think that's all I have to say. Let's take a look at these drafts. Let's take a look at these drafts here.
We will indeed, and what I do like from Team Secret is that they're bringing out the special sauce. You know, this is, when you think of Team Secret, when you think of their creativity, their adaptability in draft, this is exactly what you think of. Camille first pick, flex it to the jungle, get the Akali counter pick to the Darius, put the Pantheon into counter pick Twisted Fate, A lot of very cheeky stuff that works so well for them. On the other side though, Buriram United, I think overall, very solid team composition from top to bot, have answers to everything like TJ mentioned. Twisted Fate answers the Global from Pantheon, answers the Shroud from Akali, answers attempts from Camille to head the side lanes. So really good draft from both of these teams, and I think it comes down to who plays it better.
You know, I love that you mentioned that because we've seen how well Azar is able to carry on this Akali, even in losing positions. He's a huge playmaker for his team, and he's doubled back down now. He's gone from, well, I'm gonna be a partial sword, I'm gonna be that Fiora. It's a pretty sharp blade, but it's a fencing sword. You know, it's not as sharp. Now you have this full-on damage sword. Well, it's an early game scuffle. It's nothing too crazy, almost just the mid lane fighting it out.
We've seen a lot of blood buffs today, so I got a bit hopeful there. But just that.
Yeah, but Azar's running it back. He's back on this Akali, his signature pick, I would almost say, up against Noel's
best pick.
Darius here.
I would say that this has been one of his best performing picks this entire tournament, so I'm happy to see him on it up against a good matchup with Noel's Darius, but Noel trading pretty dangerously back and forth here.
Yeah, for good reason. Look at how well he was able to kite the aggro from Noel, dish damage back, and, well, just be in a good lane position. It takes Shiba moving to the top side to react to that and respond to that directly.
Yeah, for sure as well, and both of these teams, they will just back away. Nothing too spicy happening just yet. I do like Trevor coming to keep sharing waves, keep sharing experience, and pushing it in with Tatsuri, because we get to see what's on your screen right now. 4-man to bot lane.
Form at the bot lane, and it's going to be Team Secret looking for the re-engage. The hook shot comes in. Supporters there, along with Kinemon, but it's 4 collapsing in quickly. No ultimate for Archie. It's difficult to follow up with. Supporters going to be the first casualty to fall, but they buy enough time to take down Tatsuri as well. And the second shot coming across, Chewy barely survives here. Archie, he needs 5 quick.
Chewy blinking red.
That's it! That's it! The Destiny comes across, but Flashy way to get the heal in time, and Archie won't get a kill back.
Archony will not indeed. Chewy picks up the honey fruit as well. Everyone's staying alive, but Shiba, do you want more?
No way, no way. He's staying for this. Trevor's gonna be down there. Tatsuri as well to get the ultimate off, looking to take him down quickly. Feather Stomp, pull back the feathers. Kinemon, that's all you got to do. He's looking for Chewy. Now one more auto attack, but you have to worry about the Pantheon. The Grand Skyfall intercepted by Supporter. It's a bloodbath in the early game. Almost what on earth is going on in this third game?
Gaminism, I couldn't tell you. Both of these teams, they come here out for blood, and ultimately, let me do some quick math in my head. Ultimately, Buriram come out on top. They get one more kill, but it's just that close. Both of these teams, they want blood. You look at the team comps. Pantheon wants blood. He wants to fight. Twisted Fate, he wants to be active early. No one wants to give up an inch in this final game. We saw game 1, started off aggressive. We saw game 2, slowed down a bit, but here, it's a bloodbath from the get-go.
But it's so big because now they've expended so much right before the Dragon's coming up. It's 20 seconds to that's available. Are they going to contest for this?
Surely they have to. Both of these teams, they don't want to give up a single thing. We got to keep that in mind. Even though you don't have ultimates available for the side of BRU, they still will likely want to take a fight. Now, the main thing to be careful of, Noel cannot drop here. He's in a pretty dangerous position. No teammates behind him. All right, just going to go for the recall. I want to see which of these teams opt to go for which objective. BRU, their main goal right now should be to try to stall out the fights so their outs can come back up.
I love the way they're splitting around this right now. Look at the positioning coming from BRU. You have Kinemon on the bot side. You have Archie, Shiba, and Supporter in the mid side. So you're constantly pressuring both objectives. Here we go. They jump onto Archie first. Supporter's trying to buy time for his mid laner, but the TF will fall. And the second pickup for Team Secret.
Huge start to the fight there for Team Secret. And this is what we talked about. When your teammates don't have your back, you need to play it safer. Buriram failed to recognize that. Trevor gets on top of Archony. Flashes too late. You're stuck in the ultimatum. You have nowhere to go. And Hamas with the MVP cast now. What's going on here?
Am I seeing this right? Slow. They're charging back up. Assault battery dives into the back. They're looking to maybe take one down. The gold card's ready. Shiba's so deep in there. He's looking for Hermes. Finds a little bit more damage. Has to flash away. You still watch out for Azar. He's kiting right around the edge. Noel flashes in. Misses out the upper hand. But they push Team Secret off the Rift Herald.
And I don't know how BRU make it back in time. Shiba responds. Archony comes in with the Destiny's Gate. Team Secret, no outs left available. Means that they will lose the fight. Will have to give up the Rift Herald, even though they were the ones finding the picks from the get-go. And this should just be BRU being able to pick up both objectives here.
I mean, Game 3, the kill scores do not reflect just how action-packed the game has become here, Omo. I mean, frankly, this looks like the game between Team Secret and Evo's Esports in the group stage, right? This is how aggressive they are.
But there's still a kill a minute. It's just that there was the potential for that to be double the kills right now. But both these teams just getting away with one tick of health every single time. And here we go, Dragon being started out. Look at Team Secret's positioning. They do not want to give this one up.
It's quickly being picked up by BRU, but Team Secret are right here as well. Azar, no ultimate, no perfect execution, and still a ways away. But the same could be said for Kinemon. Trevor's gonna get into the pit first, flash forward. Azar looking for maybe something here as well. He's coming in now. Big ultimate from the Pantheon, but it's split up the fight, unable to take down Archony, who survived for such a long time. Kinemon's come online. Instead, the Dragon goes over to Secret, as the Featherstorm will buy a little bit more space. Supporter tries to make a captain's play. Kinemon needs to get something done. Noel, he's here to play. He's found to, but out of mana means out of options.
And Dragon goes over to Team Secret, but I have no idea how Buriram managed to trade back evenly. Amazing team fight for Team Secret. Sets it up with the Hextech ultimatum. Pantheon ultimate flies in on top of that one, and Kinemon. It's a heartbreaker to say this, but he could have won the fight for his team. Mispositioning of his feathers means that will be it. And BRU, they start falling behind. Team Secret, they're finding the little edges in these team fights, but what we need to keep in mind, Gaminism, is the scaling advantage of BRU. You have to remember, Pantheon falls off a cliff. If he doesn't keep this snowball rolling, he is gonna get derailed very shortly.
I think that's actually the law, right? He literally falls off a cliff. That's how the Grand Skyfall works. Is it how it works?
Well, Gaminism, I'm a competitive gamer, and when I play competitive games, I don't read the law.
Yeah, you know what?
Hey
that
kids,
just sounds like
say
you're
yes
no
to
fun.
no reading.
You're no fun, Omo. The law is what excites me. Let's take a look at what excites Archony, because it might be a kill up at the top side. They're looking to maybe take down Tatsuri here. No gold card available just yet. They find it, a little bit more damage, but they have to worry about Kinemon dropping down low as well. The barrier comes across, one more attack, the flash away, they barely survive, but they take down Tatsuri.
I can hear the sighs of frustration from Tatsuri all the way from the Philippines to Singapore. That one was a heartbreaker. I don't know if his Ignite was up, but it was such a shame.
Oh my goodness. Explosive cast, Killer Instinct, dodges away with the Captain Ray, but still falls. It's the flash forward though. Follow-up comes in with the rest of his team. Hextech Ultimatum dodges away from a decent amount of damage. Treble faces off against two, but it's the two without damage on BRU.
And I always say these, but once again, these two teams, they are playing it to the limits. They are pushing their champions to the absolute maximum, using ultimates to dodge everything they can, and this is as good as it gets. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're viewing right now is peak Wild Rift.
The best of the best, but only one can face SBTC in the grand finals of the SEA Championships. Take that second spot in the Horizon Cup. And Omo, you might have to hold me. I'm a little bit scared here. Things are getting pretty intense way too quickly for me.
Yeah, we have to keep in mind, this is a great game from Team Secret, but they are on match point for BRU. They cannot slip up. They have the miracle team fights in their back pocket. I'll grudge you that. But you have to keep in mind that Pantheon falls off a cliff, as in the law, like you said. So if they don't keep this going, I'm gonna get a bit worried for Team Secret. As of how things are right now, they look good. They're willing to take the team fights, but they cannot slip up.
I want to give a little bit of credit over to Chewy as well, because while we put the attention on guys like Azar and Tatsuri in a lot of these moments, Chewy has been silently farming up a storm. He's 2-0-4, he's 1,000 gold up over his lane opponent, and well, frankly, he's hit his item power spikes, and he's looking good in these mid-game team fights.
He's looking really good, and what you got to keep in mind as well is that Kinemon has been farmed a lot by his team. Every objective setup, you will see Kinemon catching waves in a side lane, being funneled the gold. They know he can carry. They know against a dive comp, this Xayah is so potent. But still, on the other hand, Chewy manages to find a lead for himself, rotating when his team needs him, being first to this team fight, securing team fight wins. And he's gonna be a big factor here. Now the question for BRU is, can we kill Chewy? If the answer to that is yes, I think they might just take a team fight.
That's what they're hoping for. When they draft for the Vine, when they draft for the Rakan, is to take down these squishy priority targets early on. Now, Infernal Dragon coming up in 20 seconds. It's a big objective. Both teams have to contest for this, and frankly, it looks like Team Secret, well, their team fighting is just a little bit stronger at this point, Omo.
Yeah, the champions are spiking really hard right now. BRU, they need a little bit more time. They need to find picks. They need to use the Twisted Fate advantage to really find something, chunk someone out, kill someone on the side of Team Secret before these team fights starts. Now, if you don't do that and you go into these 5v5s, Team Secrets, they're really scary right now.
Tatsuri has his ultimate, so he can join in the fight at a moment's notice. Buriram United, the ones to start up the Dragon
Look where
first. They're
Noel
looking for an
is.
angle in. This is a repeat of what we just saw. Almost Trebles coming in now. Noel buying time
in
at
trouble.
the side post in Chewy. It's going to be a bad spot for them to be in because Killer Instinct is going to take him down. Meanwhile, the Dragon goes over to BRU, but you still have to watch out for Treble, who's coming with the Hextech Ultimatum.
Chewy.
There's no resets. They don't have enough damage to take down Chewy, who's free hitting the back line. He's vibing in the back line. Still want to take down Kinemon. It's so difficult for them to get anything done. Archie will fall as well. It's a full team ace for Secret off the backs of Chewy.
Chewy starts that fight off of an assassination onto Noel, and he ends off the fight diving into the back line, flashing into the entire squad of Buriram United to pick up a team ace there. Amazing stuff coming in from Team Secret. They are not out of it just yet, and they are proving it, coming in strong in this game tree. Now, if we can take a look at the replay of that team fight, I want to see how things exactly went down. So many things to look at right there. Noel gets dropped from the start, Azar gets dropped from the start, but Team Secret, and especially Chewy, big props to them.
Who do you think you are, Omo? You're not Riku. You can't just call for the production fourth wall break. You gotta wait your turn. If they come with the replay, you get the replay. Otherwise, no replay for you.
Let there be
Buriram United,
replays. I have to try.
Buriram United, though, they're still looking to try and hold things together for their team. Baron wasn't picked up, so Team Secret, they don't have that big tempo advantage. It wasn't the biggest loss in the world, but it is now starting to stack up. 6,000
That's the
gold
big thing.
for Team Secret ahead.
Yeah, we talked about it. They need to keep the snowball rolling. Pantheon needs to keep his leads, and he's doing just that. We see how effective he is in the team fight. Supporter,
Watch out for Supporter here, because it looks like it's not the best engage for Team Secret, because you might take down the
boy.
Rakan, but is there going to be any follow-up? Team Secret's
Goodness.
so fast to pounce on the corpse of Buriram.
many ultimates used there for Team Secret, though. The main thing is BRU. They just need to be careful. There we go. Destiny used.
Oh, but so quickly
Azar.
they take down Archony. Azar coming up huge in his game number 4. Exactly what we were looking for with the top laner of Team Secret.
And we talked about Zakali being one of his best performers, and he's proving why. Gets the solo kill. Jean has the pull, gets out of dodge, and he 1v3s in the back line of Buriram United and gets out alive. Noel's gonna get caught as well. Team Secret, they're gonna have their cake and eat it too.
You have to watch out for these moments here, Noel.
That's
He
one.
might come in, gets the kill onto Hermes if the bleed goes across, and it will. But that's it. The Baron has gone over to Team Secret. The damage was done.
The damage has been done indeed, and Archony, look at what he's buying right now. No rapid fire cannons for this man, no utility, none of that nonsense. He just wants to dish out the big damage, and who can blame him? Look at the team composition on the side of Team Secret. All short ranged, mostly melees. If he gets enraged, if he pops a card on someone, he is gonna do a lot of damage there.
Sure. Looking for that Rabadon. Once he gets it, he's going to do damage. But he can't survive against Azar.
He can't.
Azar dives him and takes him down.
He has
Well,
no Jonyas is the
I
thing.
say that. Flashing forward, they get the apprehend off the assault and battery, layer the crowd control onto Azar. The gold card
Huge.
means he will fall. But Team Secret, they still have 4 in the mid lane.
They have 4 in the mid lane and so many ultimates. Well, I say that, but only the Vi out committed here from Shiba. I think BRU, they should be able to defend their inhibitor. Will lose the tier 2. Now, what went wrong there, Gaminism? Azar got impatient. All he needed to do was to wait for his team to be on the mid lane wave. And if BRU attempts that play, they take the inhibitor. Azar gets a bit impatient, gets punished for it. Temple stalls for Team Secret. They are still firmly in the lead, but they need to find a little bit more. Now, the question is, will this Mountain Dragon be the last inch that they need to close this one out?
That's a good question that you have to ask Omo. Well, it looks like Treble is
Nice.
jumping on the
Wow.
Archony here.
Did you
Very
see what
well
was going
timed
on there?
gold card.
They were playing a bit of a
I think
chess match
so.
in their brains. Archony was holding the gold card and he knew he couldn't throw it because the moment he threw the gold card, Camille would Hextech ultimatum to dodge it and solo kill him. So what he did was he threw the wild cards to try to bait the ultimatum. Didn't work. So he just waited and waited and waited, and Trevor got impatient, went for the hook shot, and he gets out of dodge. Really cool chess match there from the two of them.
Gotta love these kind of insights, Omo, giving us information on what these guys are doing. They're playing 2 different games at once.
They are. They're playing 4D chess. We're here playing Wild Rift. They're playing chess and Wild Rift.
Well, Baron is expired on the side of Team Secret, so a bit of the tempo lost for them. But they found so much in that time. They built up this 8,000 gold advantage. Well,
It's
frankly,
growing.
it's looking a little bit insurmountable for BRU.
It really is. I think it's close to being insurmountable. They have maybe another couple of minutes. What is this though?
Doesn't matter that Tatsuri's champion has fallen off a cliff, because he's still doing a lot of damage, and he's bought enough time for the rest of his team to come in.
Tatsuri.
Noel is gonna fall here.
Tatsuri played that so well. Noel knew he was done for, and here we go. It's not done yet.
The jumping back in, Chewy's offloading some good damage onto Shiba. Unfortunately, unable to convert that into more. Nice Feather Storm to dodge away from the explosive cast.
Gamenism.
But it's close.
Both of these teams are playing on a knife's edge right now. Mechanics being exhibited to their fullest extent. Tatsuri, a lot of credit to him. He recognizes that Noel was solo killable by him. He uses his shield to block out the Darius spin to make sure he can't heal up. Really good stuff, really good mechanics, little details being executed to the fullest by both of them. And I think what we're seeing is Team Secret finally starting to wake up with 9,000 gold lead.
And we're looking at a pretty late game team from both sides now, Omo. Who scales up better? Who do you think is gonna win these late game fights?
Gamenism, I don't know what to tell you. If we're looking at the game state right now and we go into the late game, I would say Team Secret just based on the lead that they have. Now, if you say it's an even game and we go into 20 minutes, I would say Buriram United might just take this one here.
Alright, so we're still in it. BRU might have a chance to win back, but Team Secret firmly in the lead and jumping onto Hermes first is just the support. Supporter will come in as well. Kinemon trying to offload some damage. Treble has jumped in on him, unable to take down the Zaya, but they're unable to take down the Camille as well. Tatsuri now going to jump back into the fight. Noel will fall in the process, and none have fallen from Team Secret. The knockup comes cross though. They've taken down Azar. They might be able to find a second onto Tatsuri. Kinemon unable to find more done. Flashing forward to Cathy and Rain. A couple more auto attacks with a stun onto the Zaya. They just can't kill him though, and he pulls back for the feathers to take down Tatsuri as well.
Gamenism, what are we watching right now? These teams, I cannot keep up. The human eye literally cannot see what they're doing. They are playing out of their minds. And Team Secret, it was a bit of a botched dive attempt for them, but they will still get the numbers advantage. They kill Tree, and I believe this should just be the Baron for them as well.
You say that, Omo, but it was the fight started by BRU. BRU are the ones to pull the trigger first, to jump onto Hermes. Well, now they're back on the Baron. They have to try and contest for this. There's 3 in their faces. They're moving on the treble first. Hextech Ultimatum once again available for them. Kinemon still does not have his flash, does not have his ultimate. He will go down in the face of Secret.
And BRU elect to full send, and that's exactly what happened. They didn't want to give up the Baron, so they give up the Baron and possibly the game while they are at it. Kinemon had no Feather Storm. That's the big thing. He needs it to dodge the Hextech ultimatum. It not being up means that he will just get caught, gets taken down. Chewy flies on top of his hit, and that's how this matchup plays out. If Kai'Sa has to run at you and you kite him back as Zaya, you're generally in a good spot. Now, if Kai'Sa gets on your hit, he's gonna take you down. And Team Secret, they won the game.
They want the game, Omo. Team Secret are on it. They're doing it in BRU fashion, saying this is revenge for what you did to us before.
10 seconds.
It's the last stand for BRU, who are trying to face off against Secret, but they cannot do it not against this final form Secret, who take 1 game back.
Indeed, final form Secret is what we're seeing here from the drop.
Now they do. We mentioned this earlier. Once you get the 5 of them in there, it's like Voltron. They are, once the 5 of them are there, it's pretty much a GG. And when you go into the team fight there. Team Secret though, they're one of the teams that can actually stand against Buriram United with this. And right now we're heading into Game 4. We're heading into Champ Select. And once again, I call upon Infinity. I call upon Riku. We reach across. We reach across. We call on Ozalus and Osiris as we head into Game 4.
Kai'Sa ban.
Oh yeah, the Kai'Sa ban here. This is really interesting because you were talking about this when we were off air. You were talking about how Team Secret's draft last game had so much more damage, and a lot of that came from the fact that they had this Kai'Sa. Buriram also ban away the Vi, I think really indicating that they're getting defensive about those late game picks. They're very worried that Team Secret are matching them in the late game. So here we go. They grab themselves a Ziggs. Buriram still aiming for the late game and banning away Team Secret's options for that late game.
Yeah, it seems like Team Secret wanna play like the previous one. Play in a high tempo champions like Camille, Galio, some kind of that stuff. Like, make something happen at every turn of the play. Like, right? It never hurts to draft high damage comp. But it does hurt a lot when you draft like 3 or 4 tanks. So yeah, they gonna, but they are already banned out Kai'Sa, so it's going to be Corki here, right, for Team Secret.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, am I to guess?
Corki or Ezreal would both make me happy. The Ezreal might be better in this setup because you can disengage from the Alistar.
Yeah.
Which Buriram,
Wow.
who just...
Alistar pick. The first game in this tournament, right?
Yeah, I
Yes,
think that's
I
the very
believe
first
so.
time Alistar's been picked in this tournament.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Alistar in this matchup. It's the good, I'm going to say it, disengage tool for Camille and Galio. When Galio come into taunt, you headbutt him out.
Right.
When Camille come to Hex Tech Ultimatum, you bomb her out, so your allies could
Oh.
get out of the Hex Tech, because that's the requirement, right? Camille needs to leave the area.
But the Janna, particularly Hamas, who's so good at the character, that's an answer as well, what the just to the Alistar.
Yes,
Because
I'm
whenever
not
the
a counter
Alistar
pick.
goes... Yeah. Whenever the Alistar goes in for the charge, you just put him in the tornado. You know the old pictures of cows in tornadoes swirling round and round? That's what's going to happen to supporter if he pulls out this pick here. I was really wondering with the Alistar, with the Riven, if we were going to see a Yasuo comboed on top of this. It doesn't look like we're getting that. Indeed, the only thing we've yet to pick is probably that Corki you called for. There it is. The Corki will come out here and provide some much-needed damage. So Buriram now has a really good, actually, late-game team fighting composition. And Team Secret are very lightweight, which normally means they're going to struggle in the full 5-on-5 team fights. But they've got the Galio, who scales really well. They've got the Varus, who scales really well. So I think this is going to be decided by those late-game kind of 15-minute team fights.
Yeah, it gonna depends a lot on Camille and Fiora on the later stages of the game.
Yeah, and I have to say, Hames bringing out the original supports that he was on, the Enchanter supports from the summer season back into the fray. We saw the Lux earlier against Flash Wolves. Now he's bringing out the Janna, which we haven't seen in quite a long while. I believe even the first here in the playoffs. There's a lot of first times over here. And right now, we are getting into Game 4 between Buriram United and Team Secret. We're going to see if Buriram can close this out or if Team Secret can make the comeback real. Casters, over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Mika. And well, Omo, we've counted to 3 before. Now let's go one step further. It's Game 4 between Buriram United and Team Secret. And well, I'm loving what BRU are bringing out, but Team Secret, they're running it back. There's something pretty wild as well.
Yeah, we're in Game 4 here, Gamenism, and the spicy picks are coming out to play. We saw Pantheon last game, and now Supporter is whipping out an age-old classic for him in this Alistar pick. We know the man loves the tanky, beefy support boys. This is exactly it. Alistar fits right into his wheelhouse. The problem is,
I see what you did there, Omo. It's beefy,
beefy
therefore
boys,
Alistar.
yeah.
Oh,
I've got one more good one packed up, but you're gonna have to wait to see that. But Hamas, though,
I'm gonna be anticipating that.
yeah, you should be eagerly anticipating that. It's a great one, and by great I mean terrible. But I want to focus on the draft right now. Hamas on this Janna pick, it's gonna be so great. This is the best Janna game I've seen the entire tournament. You are gonna smash the lane with Alistar in it. Let's keep in mind as well that it's gonna be Alistar Ziggs. Archini's down here again, giving Kinemon the free farm. The world is his oyster in the mid lane. I love how BRU funnel him, but it hasn't been working too well. Hopefully this is the game where it pulls out strong.
It's a shift away from the Kai'Sa, but we're
It is.
bringing in someone that's arguably an even bigger carry. It's the Corki, who's able to afford so much damage. Very nice flash
Trevor
away.
is so cheeky with his gang pathing, you never know where he's gonna be. Look, Kinemon even had a ward in the pixel bush, but Trevor still found an angle to get on top of his head. And look at bot lane right now. This is kind of brutal, if I do say so. Supporter is not getting to play the game. He's a level 1 Alistar, and he's getting pounded under his turret.
That's the way it goes. Early on, I mean, well, Nami and Janna function a similar way. Team
Gamenism.
Secret looking for this early dive up against Archini, he's in a bad spot. He's gonna
in a
flash,
terrible
but
spot.
still first blood to Team Secret.
Yeah, he's in a terrible spot indeed, and Tatsuri. What I love from Team Secret is how well they're using their jungle mid in tandem. They know that Tatsuri needs to roam. And how do you allow Tatsuri to roam? You get him out of lane with Trevor coming for a cheeky gang, pushes Kinemon out of lane, and that gives him the space to calm down his fall to the bottom lane, punish the already demoralized bot lane of Buriram. And it's not looking good for them here, Gamenism. Keep in mind, if they lose this, they'll be on Game 5 for the second time here today. I know they have mental resilience, but how much can one team possibly have?
You know, that's exactly true, Omo. And I mean, just looking at the scoreline right now, it kind of deceives you because Team Secret are almost as high as 1,000 gold up over
Yeah.
Buriram over that one kill. that single first blood has propelled them forward, and look who it's on. Well, it's right now going to be on Chewy, who's gone back and picked up a faster item compared to his counterpart.
He is gonna do so much work in this lane. Now, in the mid to late game, Ziggs is gonna have a field day against Varus. You chuck out these bombs at him, you outrange him with your ultimate, Kinemon gets caught.
What's going on here, Omo? Where's Kinemon going? But they flash onto Azar. I mean, this is a nice move, though, but what's happening?
Kinemon was just baiting. It was just a prank. He acts like he was alone, but he really was not. His teammates are there. Supporter and Shiba waiting in the wings there to bail out King Kinemon. And they take up a kill onto Azar. That's going to be oh so big. And the lane swaps are always oh so good against Fiora. That's what you want to be doing.
This is a supporter's out here. He's grazing in the full pastures. You know, he's a free-range cow. You can't hold him in here.
He is indeed, and he's trying to... You know what? I'm going to save the punchline. I'm not ready for it just yet. You guys got to wait for the punchline. Not quite yet. We're going to build up to it. Get the suspense going a little bit. Keep in mind, this is match point for BRU. There's a lot of suspense going on here.
But the first dragon coming online, so it's 30 seconds to it. But we're looking to see BRU now. They're resetting, going back to base. And it seems like Team Secret have better tempo around these neutral objectives.
They do. But a lot of the tempo from BRU was sacrificed to put Azar down. You want to keep him in a tough situation, while Jarvan, he's relatively happy farming in a 1 versus 2 with his spears, with his flags. He's going to be able to farm from range, keep you in an arm's length, and this is going to be a lot of farm going over to Shiba as well. I love this from BRU. They acknowledge Shiba is a big carry for us. We need him to be big.
And they gave that kill in the top lane to Shiba as well, right?
I
So
would
we're
say
starting
he
to
took
see
it.
that really... Oh,
He took it for himself.
Different perspective either way. He got the kill. He's ahead in gold now, and this is going to be pretty big going into this dragon fight because he's a completed item compared to what Trevor brings. He's only 2 components down. While they're moving on to the Infernal Drake first, Noah's having a difficult time trying to trade in lane, but BRU will shove them off this Drake.
Supporter getting poked out, and that's something you need to keep in mind as well. This Varus-Janna combo is so dominant if you cannot get on top of them. If they keep you at an arm's length and keep chucking out these tornadoes, the spears, you're going to have a really hard time for BRU. Now, Dragon gets started off for Team Secret. Varus-Janna, they're in the river. Is this the timing for BRU?
Well, they've reset. They're going into the pit now. Shiba trying to steal this one away. The corrupting chains on to supporter, but he's out there tanking up a storm. And there we have it. The package comes across, draws the line in the sand, but you have to watch out for Tatsuri coming in as his Galileo Buriram United have taken the dragon, but now they have to get out. They've stolen the painting. They've gone away with this. They need to muscle their way out with this heist.
Ocean's 11 here for Buriram United. They get the dragon and they get out alive. Only supporter was forced to drop in that situation. Very unfortunate for him. Pops the unstoppable will, but will not be quite unstoppable as he gets caught in the middle of everything there for the side of Team Secret. Now, if you look at how things are playing out, I want to point out the gold leads you see for Tatsuri and Chewy. These guys are going to be 2 key carries here for the side of Team Secret. Azar as well, picking up the Rift Herald. This is potentially a huge timing for Team Secret if they brick some turrets for Azar.
And this is something interesting as well. Noel back on this Java, and he's building so much space for Team Secret. For a second there, I thought with Tatsuri jumping with the ultimate, it was all but doom and gloom for Buriram United. But they were able to hold them in place off the Cataclysm, keep them off their backline. Kinemon was alive for such a long time, and Supporter was the only one that had to fall in that exchange.
It was honestly very close though. It nearly could have been a wipe for Team Secret if things had just gone a little bit more in their favor. Of course, with the nature of the team comp they've drafted, they're not quite proficient at running into you. They just want to poke you, and there's a limit to how much they have in terms of all-in. So BRU were able to just get out of dodge. But if you look at the gold right now, I think Team Secret, with the team comp that they have, they're happy with how things are going.
Definitely feel that way. And now hitting that double roll-up power spike as well. They're getting a little bit stronger. They're scaling up as the game progresses. I mean, they're just going to feel good about this. They also have this Rift Herald, so I think they're going to look to use it bot side now, judging by the way they're rotating around.
They are indeed. Now, what I do want to point out is this is going to be Team Secret with the tempo lead, but what's bad here is that Azar does not have anywhere to farm. I like the Team Secret. It seems like they're going to give him mid lane farm. He needs to be farming somewhere constantly, all the time, and Rift Herald has been safe for Team Secret. Do they want more and mid lane?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they actually have to use the Rift Herald. Still holding on to that for now. Trevor has it in his back
pocket. Yeah, they're going to use it mid, I think.
And they're just rotating around the map. Trevor's
They
going to
want
come
Archie.
in here looking for the catch onto Archie, but he's too far away. Rip Tower procced, and so they're looking to take this one down quickly.
Huge
Shiba
bomb.
coming in now. There's a big ultimate
Parry.
coming through from the Ziggs. Archie gets the displacement off. Shiba flashes on, jumps onto Azar, takes him down.
And look, Gaminism, I've been saying this all tournament long, but if the tournament lives of Team Secret is ended because they keep grouping with Fiora, I can only say it's poetic.
This is poetic justice for Team Secret, and for Buriram United now, they've come back a little bit. They found some additional gold, a little bit more space around the map, but with this mid lane out here turret
That's a big
broken,
one.
well, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to
It
actually
is.
get stuff done.
It is, and especially when you're playing a team comp with the Ziggs, with the Corki, who just want to wave clear, who just want to scale. It's gonna be so impactful that you don't have the safety of your mid lane tier 1 to fall back on, that you have that vision, that control. It's gone now, it's taken away, which means if Trevor and Tatsuri, if they find an angle onto you at mid, you have nowhere to run. And now Archie, he needs to be oh so careful because of that.
Yeah, he almost got taken down by Treble there. Treble was out for blood, chasing after
Yeah.
the Ziggs. I was worried for Archie
I
there.
was too.
But he was very aware.
He was,
His positioning
definitely.
has been so good throughout the competition, even in that series against SBTC. His positioning was phenomenal.
Yeah, we talk about Archie as a mage specialist. He loves Twisted Fate, Ziggs, Orianna. For these picks to be successful, you have to have impeccable positioning. And Archie, he's been doing so very well on it. A lot of credit goes to him for that. Now Trevor, he wants to find more, but Supporter, the bodyguard, is gonna make sure no one touches Kinemon.
Noel's still a distance away. He's gonna have to rotate from the top side of the map down to the bottom end because Dragon's
go.
coming up soon. Shiba looking for something here, gets a chilling smite onto Chewy, but the corrupting chains comes across. Supporters here as well. A beautiful set of crowd control.
be bad.
Unfortunately, Tatsuri has joined in as well now, and it looks like Noel's gonna fall. Stuck in the Hectech ultimatum. The first kill in the hands of Secret Supporter, running for his life, but will still be taken down. They trade back for one, but Buriram United lose control on Dragon.
And it was a force from BRU, but Kinemon was not there. They had no damage to follow up onto Chewy's Varus. He gets the flash, gets out of dodge, and he's gonna be safe in this situation. Lives to fight another day, and this will be the Mountain Dragon going over to Team Secret. What is potentially an upside for BRU is no more flash for Chewy. That means the next fight that you get on top of him, he is likely dead. With that in mind though, Azar's gonna be a carry. Trevor's gonna be a carry. Tatsuri is close to death cap as well. So if you kill Chewy, the question still stands. Is that enough to win the team fight?
There's a lot of damage across Team Secret.
Yeah, a lot.
And so it's looking like they have this power, this potency to take the fight
Shiba is
towards
caught.
Buriram United. Look at Shiba right now because he's facing off against two. It's two big damage sources, but supporters joining in. Noel comes with the flag and drag. Shiba should have enough. Treble going golden, survives a little bit longer.
He's
Need to
alive!
flash after him, need to chase after him, but they cannot get it done.
Enough distractions there from Tatsuri that Trevor just manages to flash over the wall and get out of dodge. A tough situation to be in. Need to find these picks on the side of BRU. You need to find a window to get back in this game. If not, this Fiora is gonna end your game on the side lanes. Varus is gonna keep you held down in the mid lane. And you know what I want to call this Gaminism? This is the MBR special. Enchanter support plus the Varus mid ensures you get permanent prio. You're gonna have a hard time getting on Varus, and your Fiora, not Onion King this time, Azar, is gonna be running it down in the side lanes. BRU, they're gonna have a hard time here if they don't find some picks.
And I love this look coming in from Team Secret. The fact is, they are acknowledging the win condition, sending Azar into a side lane,
Finally, yeah.
having him finally take these fights alone, 1 versus 2. As long as he's able to trade evenly and bring tempo and pressure away from the rest of his team, they can get work done. While Shiba, he has something to say about this. He's gonna keep
Shiba.
moving aggressively as well. And frankly, he's come up 3-0, has 2 items completed. It's pretty strong.
Shiba has been popping off all day, but I want to point out both of these junglers right now are level 11 with their Baron lane as well. Azar just hit 11, but they were both 10 a second ago. So both of these junglers have been eating a lot of farm here and have been saying the farm priority goes to me. I am going to carry this one. And I think at the end of the day, what we're going to see is a showdown between Trevor and Shiba for game 4.
That's the way they play it, Omo.
That's the way we do
It's
it here.
all about the junglers. Junglers are your superstars these days. Didn't you get the memo?
Look at Noel. He's suffering, my poor man, for being the Darius MVP to having to scrounge up some farm in the jungle. May I have a crumb of wolf, my kind sir? And he has to file an approval process, and Shiba has to go and stem that and say, yes, you may take 1 wolf.
Look, he's He used to be the superstar, but times have changed. Now we're looking to see how Team Secret are gonna abuse this moment where Kinemon is still weak. They get the catch on the supporter. He won't be tanking enough. Will be able to barely survive, but look at how low he goes.
That right there is why they picked the Alistair. I'm not saying it's a good pick, but that's the rationale behind it. When Camille comes on your head for a Hextech ultimatum, what do? You headbutt her right out of there, and you are free. That's how you save Kinemon, that's how you save Archene, that's how you save yourself. Supporter gets out of dodge, but that's another turret here for Team Secret. And I'm telling you, Gamenism, they're starting to unfold this whole package. They're starting to break open the map. And as the map falls apart, as it opens up for Team Secret, BRU, they're going to have a harder and harder time with the Ziggs.
Absolutely, BRU, they definitely need to make a play happen. Why? Well, not because their tournament life is on the line, but because Omo still has that punchline he hasn't shared with us.
Yeah, they need to win a team fight so I can give the punchline to this joke, but unfortunately, it's looking really difficult for them. BRU, Shiba tries to find Azar. Nothing's gonna happen. They just get right out of there.
A little bit overambitious, and you
Very.
see Hames and Chewy rotating over quickly. They knew they needed to get out, cannot overcommit there. A misstep means Baron, means Team Secret, break open the map even more.
Yeah.
And with the way things are going, Secret have been in control despite only being 2,000 gold ahead.
Full control. Tatsuri, look at the gold in his pockets as well. Rabadon's Death Cap and Rod of the Ages. This man is gonna be a carry in his own right. Staff of Flowing Water for Hamas as well. Lots of good things going on here for Team Secret. Part of why BRU are not that far behind is because of Shiba, the man, the myth, the Riven. He is doing so much work, 10k gold in his pockets, 3-0 and 0. If not for his gold lead, I think BRU would be way further behind. But unfortunately for them, Shiba is going to try to find more.
Well, this 3-0-0
Oh, no.
champion is going to jump into mid lane, dodges away from 2 key ultimates though, so he's bought enough time. Here we go, the fight breaks out, Noel jump into the back, building
This is
space,
bad.
drawing a line in the sand. Kinemon is going to have to run away from Azar, flashes away, supporter going to fall. He goes golden, trying to buy for some time.
that's huge.
Azar's right there, comes back in Tatsuri with the kill as well. Noel falls, and one by one, it seems like Buriram United are unable to withstand the onslaught from Secret.
And Team Secret, that was a great team fight coming in for them. Unfortunately, Azar does dive in a bit too deep. You need your Fiora alive when the Baron buff goes in your hands. He wants to be split pushing. But fortunately for him, this game, the team fighting Fiora is looking good. Team Secret, though, they're going to be able to pick this one up. And BRU, it's a tough spot for them to be in right now.
Absolutely. Baron over to Team Secret, and they are looking to bring this to a game number 5. Almost Secret so on form these past 2 games. Tatsuri on this Galio. It seems like Azar is back in it. And it just seems like, well, we're looking at some peak Wild Rift here, Omo.
Yeah, and it looks like BRU, once again, the cracks are starting to show. They looked so good in the first 2 games, stomping Team Secret in game 2. But now the tables are turning. Shiba, despite his gold lead, went in too deep, too quickly, and wasted such a huge rotation of spells from his team that they were unable to follow up once Noel get this there. And unfortunately for Noel, he's been the sacrificial lamb for his team every single time. Kinemon on this Corki, he's not having a good day. He's just getting poked out before he can fire a single auto.
And we have to see Kinemon come online here. He needs to be that late game insurance, but he's 2 items deep. He might have the most gold on his team, but it's still nothing compared to what we see from Secret, who have 10,000, 11,000 across the board.
Yeah.
All their carries have more gold than Kinemon.
All their carries do indeed. Supporters going in though.
They pull the trigger, they're trying to find something in this space, but the Noel is still too far away. Well, Shiva's jumped in, now the Hextech ultimatum
that's
locks
huge.
them in place. And with the heroic entrance here to seal the deal, it seems like Team Secret cannot
Look
falter
at
the
Hamas.
BRU. It's 2, it's 3, it's treble jumping in for the 4th. They won't find it there, but Azar's breaking open the base.
Azar's trying his best to break open the base, and Hamas on this.
Oh, flashing with the arrow!
Nearly gets a snipe right there, but goes golden to stay alive. And Hamas, he is my MVP for this game. This Janna pick paying dividends. You are not allowing the engage to come in for Buriram United. Unfortunately, Gamenism, it looks like our hopes and dreams of supporters Alistar and the goal of Buriram United is not going to come true this game. I had to use it. It was almost gone. It's such a shame that we didn't get a better setup for the punchline, but Team Secret, this is a great setup for them. They look hot. Game 5, firmly within their grasp.
Unfortunate for BRU for sure, but Team Secret looking so good here.
So good.
Let's kind of recap how this game played out, because while there was some attention towards the top side from BRU to shut down Azar, well, they've recognized Chewy and Hames big win condition. They bullied out the lane between Archie and Supporter, put the pressure on, turned up the heat. And Archie, he went down. He was the first casualty in this game. And Team Secret, while time and time again, you watch them play these team fights out, and it's starting to look like maybe they deserve the best team fighter title.
That might be the case indeed. The draft definitely a bit aiding them a lot. We talk about how Team Secret have been one of the best drafting teams this tournament, always finding these little counter picks for Hamas. He does it yet again. The Lux earlier on against Flash Wolves, now the Janna against Buriram United. What a way to win it. What a story it tells for the General Hamas if he manages to turn this one around. And keep in mind, Gaminism, Buriram United, they just got reverse swept earlier today by SBTC. If they go to a Game 5 yet again, who knows what their mental state's gonna be like.
Yeah, mental's definitely gonna be an issue. It's so difficult to say, right? Because a lot of these moments you see it from an outside perspective, from a viewer perspective, and to you, it's kind of like lighthearted, it's a joke, but to these players, it's so real.
So real. It really is. Like, it's really not a joke, because imagine being on the verge of getting reverse swept yet again. How do you regulate your mentality like that? And Sheba, he's getting caught yet again.
Yeah, but he's gonna dodge away from a couple of these big spells. Noel misses out the chance of the flag and drag Supporter, trying to build some space here. Cataclysm comes across. The Ziggs damage is available for the team, but it's a little bit too far away. It's not on demand. Hatsuri coming in as well. Team Secret with the pickoff.
Team Secret, they just take no damage, and it's due to this Janna. Where is the damage gonna come from on the side of Buriram United? It's the Cocky, it's the Ziggs. The all-in is never gonna work, so it's only Cocky and Ziggs. And what does Janna do? She turns on the Monsoon, she heals right through it. And that was basically as good a team fight as it gets for BRU. They find the backline, they find the Infernal Bomb on the Cataclysm, but you know what? Hamas didn't even need to flash. He stood his ground, and Team Secret, that's a team fight, that's a dragon, that's 11,000 in their pockets.
That's a Baron Normal, not a dragon. Dragon's on the other side of the map.
Just like how Buriram have gotten reverse swept twice today, are going to, it seems like, my brain is shot as well.
Over to you guys.
Well, thank you, Mika. Thanks for holding down the fort as we get back into it, but things are so bad. Team Secret, they're already in the base almost. What happened?
We are getting really right back into it, and here we go.
The action starts, the wall charges first. Team Secret, they just have to end things off. They just have to go on to the next. And Tatsuri coming in big. They're taking down the well. And then moving on to the second. Sheba will fall. Supporter is dead. And guess what? That pause isn't necessary because Team Secret will bring this to a game number 5.
And what a timing to pause indeed. Just before Team Secret signed the death certificate.
I don't know. They just gotta get it through. It's Buriram about to hit game 10 of the day now.
Oh my god, that's right.
Like,
that is right.
and that's insane. That
And Mika, they got reverse. Sorry.
For how like this.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
It's their second Game 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's their second Game 5, and it's the second time. Oh, I won't curse it.
Yeah.
They got reverse swept in the first series. And they've got to be thinking, oh no, is it happening again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I gather the sense that we're being very careful right now because this is serious. Whoever wins this series is going to take the second slot to the Horizon Cup. They will be there with SBTC Esports and they will be going to our grand finals. We're kind of like, oh no, I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it right here because to be honest, if it goes to either of these teams, it's a win-win. Both of these teams have been doing so well. They are definitely, you know, in the top 3 in Southeast Asia. Such good teams, definitely among the best in the world. We have fallen in love with Buriram United and how lovable they are. Team Secret, definitely a character here and definitely one of the kookiest, one of the wackiest, one of the standout teams in the whole world. And you know, TJ, as the bans and picks are coming in, what are your initial thoughts?
Team Secret kind of heading towards this late game again. That's normally what a Vi pick indicates. So we're going to get another one of these 20-30 minute games kind of here for our Game 5 with both the Ziggs and Vi locked in. Both these teams are again aiming for the hyper late game, aiming to match each other in the 5v5. And Tatsuri getting the Galio reinforces that. It's again Team Secret relying on the late game power of the Galio and the early game utility potential. What I think they need to complete this draft is something like Kai'Sa here that's going to give them stuff that can work in the early game, damage that can work in the early game, and still will be alright in the late game. So I'd call for Buriram maybe to take that away. Buriram maybe to steal away the Kai'Sa.
There you go.
Yeah, they could still run something like Koraki, Rakan, or even Fiora this game from the side of Team Secret.
One of the things I'm worried about, though, as the Rakan gets pulled away, good call.
Wow.
One of the things I'm worried about for Team Secret, though, is that they don't have a whole bunch of early game value at this point. Team Secret are running Galio, they're running Vi. Neither of those characters can do very much for the first 10 minutes. So while Buriram aren't normally a team that doubles down, especially as we see something like a Senna here,
Oh, wow.
I'm worried that Team Secret are going to struggle for the first 10 minutes, maybe to such a point that they're really far behind. I hope this is Senna Gragas, because if Hamas can pull out his AP Gragas and play from the bottom lane, that I think would repair some of this. The other thing you could do with this Senna is you could put the Galio in Hamas' hands down bottom and pull out a really hard carry mid laner for Tatsuri.
This could be Tatsuri's Riven.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Very high possibility.
That's right.
And they still keeping Galio as a flex and Riven as well. So they don't know where these champions are going, right?
Final picks here for Buriram, and they've got themselves a few more roles to fill. You're looking still for their jungler, could be this Jarvan. And if this Jarvan is locked in, that's the tank that Buriram quite badly need. And then you're paying attention to the top lane, where we're still waiting on Noel. Noel, who's been so dominant in this series. Darius is not banned here. So we could go back to the bread and butter there. It's not a bad scene composition for him to pull out
There you go.
the Darius into. And it does look like we're going to get that.
Yeah, but this Dragon Lane matchup is gonna be so painful for Buriram United. Senna with a long range poke, constantly poking Kaisa and Rakan. I'm curious if this Galio is a Hermes' Galio of Tatsuri, but it's
We
gonna
still
be.
don't know.
Yes, we still don't know.
Oh.
All right, it's Hermes Gragas for sure, right?
Right. And so this is actually good for Team Secret because it gives them some early game value. The AP Gragas shows up during the mid game. But my big worry is that Team Secret actually don't have, aside from maybe this AP Gragas, any damage during the early game. For the first 5 to 10 minutes, Buriram are going to have a lot of map control off of their Jarvan, off of their Kaisa. And if they can build a devastating lead there, they've also got the late game to end the game. So Team Secret are going to need to play really well, really defensively for the first 10 minutes of the game. Otherwise, they could be in trouble. If we go late, though, what the chess? I think they're set. That Senna's real good.
Yeah, absolutely. They're gonna reinforce a lot of all-in potential from Galio, Gragas, or even Vi, Riven. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see Senna in action. I love to see Senna in action.
Well, you're not gonna have to wait long, of course, as we step into Game 5, our final game for the day, and our final game that will determine who takes that second slot into the Horizon Cup. Yes, DJ?
The winner goes to the Horizon Cup.
Exactly.
The loser is out. The winner goes to the
Exactly.
Horizon
Oh
Cup.
my god.
This is it. It boils down to this moment. The score is 2-2. These two teams, they are gonna bring it indeed. This is Buriram United versus Team Secret. This is the battle for that second slot to the Horizon Cup. Casters, over to you guys.
I really like.
Full games. 2 full games coming through from this team, and they're still looking so damn strong.
They are indeed. Team Secret, they are looking on fire right now. Same thing as their entire tournament trajectory is being mirrored here. Starting off slow in groups, coming to playoffs a little bit shaky, but with game by game, they look better and better and better. It's the same in this series. It's the same earlier today. And now Team Secret, they are trying to lock in that last spot to the Horizon Cup. Buriram United, can they stop it from happening again? They got reverse swept by SBTC. Can they stop Team Secret from doing it to them for the second time today? So many questions unanswered.
You put your hopes up on Noel to make things happen. He's back on the Darius We're hoping for that Game 1, Game 2 performance, Omo.
As far as things go, if I have to put my faith in someone, I will put it in God King Noel's Darius. I feel like he's the best one to put your cards on when it's all on the line for BRU. Let's see if they can do it here against Team Secret. But you gotta be a bit careful right from the get-go. They want to be a bit aggressive here, I think.
Omo, it's Game 5. You do whatever you want. No more rules. The school's out. You play it however you want to play it.
There's two schools of thought, right? You want to either play it conservatively in
No,
Game 5.
school's out.
Or you send it, and I think they're going to send it. It seems like what we're seeing once again. And now, Gaminism, I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't like what we're seeing from BRU. They're once again doing the Archini Kinemon lane swap, and it has not worked a single time today. Not once. Every game they've done this, they have lost, and yet again, I feel like this time they have less of a choice because you don't want that bot lane matchup. Kai'Sa into center, it's not going to be great, but he's not having a good time at mid either.
Look, while we kind of raise Noel as a big point, as that big carry for BRU, I also want to give some attention to Azar, because when I looked at the draft at first and I saw that Riven, I was like, man, this is so scary. Team Secret can play Riven in 3 different lanes with 3 different players. It's such an intimidating one to have, and Azar gets it, of all people.
I think Azar's Riven has been one of his key picks this tournament, and it was the pick where we saw a bit of a momentum shift from him. Now, BRU, they want to contest this. Will this be a momentum shift from them?
This is an early start. They get a flag and drag across onto Tatsuri, but the damage landed onto Kinemon, who's had to flash over the wall. Shiba has to flash away as well. And they ask you if you're okay, and you just had to smile through the pain, BRU.
And that's why people don't play Kai'Sa at mid lane, because she lacks so many options in these fights early on. She needs to be protected by a support. She's so weak right now. Supporter, this could be huge.
This is bad. He has to battle dance away. He's going to use the grand entrance, and the battle dance escapes barely against Secret though.
In Gaminism, right from the get-go, things are falling apart from Buriram. Both Psalms used by Kinemon and Supporter, Flash used by Shiba. Nothing expanded by Team Secret. They are happy with how this game is going. They want to keep the pace, the tempo. Shiba trying to be a bit cheeky here.
Look, if there's a team that you trust to make these early game plays happen, well, it's gonna be Secret for me. They're going to get some control here, wrestle it away from BRU. And still in pretty even early game state, but the summons burnt by BRU might hurt them as that 4-minute objective comes online.
Oh my goodness, huge trade from Azar. But Noel, he wants more? Not quite, he's gonna back right off. Good trade there from Azar, he gets traded right back on. But I think Noel now, he needs to be careful. Level 5 from Azar, and he is in lethal range.
They're looking for something towards the bot side, it seems. Hamas is gonna be here as well. They get some vision off, it's just gonna buy some time from Shiba, but level 5 ultimates available now for Kinemon, for Shiba. Supporter still a ways away, but look at Chewy. He's level 3 here, Omo.
Yeah.
Level 3 just gets level 4 now.
He's a little bit behind. A lot of the farm, a lot of the experience has been going to Hamas. But what is this? They want Chewy.
Absolutely, they're looking for Chewy,
Yes,
but
Flash.
they can't follow through with it. The explosive cast is there.
The good news is, no explosive cost for the dragon fight that's gonna be coming up. But I'm not sure why they didn't just go for Hamas instead when he was right in their face. Chewy still had flash, very little they could do right there. But out available from Treble. Have to be very careful here for Kinemon. He might just get caught out. 3 minutes 30 on the clock, and you know what that means, Gaminism. We're gonna be looking at a scuffle real soon. Both of these teams. I don't think you want to give it up. In a game 5, everything riding on this. Your ticket to the Horizon Cup. To book a rematch against SBTC tomorrow. Both of them want it, and I think it's gonna be riding on the next fight that we see coming up.
Well, both sides are gonna start to reset, but it's BRU that resets first. Dragon's coming up, Rift Herald's coming up, Tatsuri's making his way down to the bottom lane, Treble's making his way to the top
Bit of a
lane.
lane swap,
Team
Reno.
Secret, they've hedged their bets all across the map.
Yeah, we're gonna see both dragon lanes meet in the mid lane, contesting, jostling for that priority. Whoever gets it first gets the inside track to the dragon or the Rift Herald, and that is gonna be oh so important. Nice fight here from Noel. Starts off with a cancel, but Azar trades right back on. I love how these two are playing the matchup to perfection, using the right spells to cancel or dodge the right spells from their counterpart. Great stuff there, but less important in the overall context of things. You notice something a bit strange, Grandin? It's 4:30.
Do I? Is this a question? Are you asking me a question?
I genuinely am. But don't you notice? It's nearly 5 minutes and we haven't had 5v5 yet.
Oh man.
The stakes are so high. Beta breaths across the
Absolutely.
room. Team Secret, they're gonna start this one off.
You're like a poet, Obo.
I am.
Get hitting us up with all these words. But I only need to know one word. Go in! Oh, I guess
Send
that's
it,
two
and
words.
that's gonna be Rift Herald for Team Secret. But Dragon gets started off here.
Shiba's gonna have to be
So
careful
low.
here. Tatsuri does have some damage. The 8-9
down.
taking him down low as well. Kinemon, you just don't have options. Not as this mid lane Kai'Sa, the lane swap isn't panning out well for them. They're gonna give this one away. Noel still has something to say about that, though. Explosive cast comes across, but if taken down the Darius, they're flashing
No
into the back.
follow-up.
Supporter is looking to make a mess. He's dancing around in between Secret and Shiba. He's stuck in a pit. He needs that flag and drag out, but he's taken down his 3 kills, but they get the drag.
And it's a disaster for BRU. Noel gets caught by Hamas. Archony gets chased down by Azar. Herald mid is available, and that means that Trevor, he's likely doesn't even need to pop that one. He's not even there. I didn't even notice. That's gonna be a free mid lane tier 1 turret for Team Secret, pulling the gold lead to 2,000 up. They're gonna be more than happy with how this game has been playing out here.
I don't know how you're doing your math here. Oh, well, that's 3,000.
That's 3,000.
They're even
And
more
Kinemon.
ahead and go than we thought.
It might be
yeah, and
more.
Kinemon, he's going to have to kite away from Treble now, trying to run for his life. Fancy feet, flashes away, back on the turret. Shiba's right there. They need some backup, and they have it. BRU cannot chase, though. They're flashing in, and they're going too crazy here, Omo. They're desperately hunting for these kills, but Team Secret have the cavalry behind them.
Noel flashes in but misses out on the guillotine. It's not a good spot to be in. You can feel the desperation. It's palpable here from BRU. They don't know what to do. They're running out of options. Azar is so accelerated. 200, 5,000 gold. He's going to be above Noel. And Noel, things have not been going great for him. He's been popping off in games 1 and 2. But now, he's been getting caught. He wants Hamas though. Might get this.
Desperate. Noel knows he
Nice.
has to get this solo kill, but it's difficult to do so. Hamas uses the explosive cast to get away. A little bit more damage will find it, but Noel's unable to convert that into a kill.
Unable to convert it, and even one turret shot from turning it here from Hamas. It's so frustrating a situation to be in for Noel. He's desperate to make something happen, while Kinemon, he's getting picked off, he's getting caught out. This experimentation with mid lane Kai'Sa, with mid lane Corki, it has to stop. It's not working for you, BRU, but it's too late. This is their last game of the whole tournament. Will this be how it goes out? It would be
But
poetic.
we have to... Omo, we have to focus on Team Secret here. Look at how well Azar's playing this one out.
Brilliantly.
He's been able to come in big as this Riven. Treble, now back on this Vi. He's able to set up for this team. Buriram United, they have their strategies. They're playing to the way they play by Team Secret. That seem to done what SBTC have. They know what they're doing. They know what they need to do to take down this team.
And Gaminism, all it seems to take is for a little bit of shifting in draft priority. Now you see Azar on the Akali, you see Azar on the Riven, and he looks oh so good on them. We talked about how these 2 picks have been key for him, have been pivotal in his tempo shift. Noel gets caught. I think he's gonna be just fine though.
Yeah, it's difficult to take him down. You still have quite a decent amount in the way before you can. Look at that Rift Herald in between the turrets. Okay, I see you, Team Secret, getting a little
They're
bit
feeling
fancy
themselves here. And they should be.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the first turret right now for the side of Team Secret in the bottom lane. That's
First?
true. First in the bottom lane. I made that
First in the bottom
distinction
lane.
very clear here.
All
First in
right.
the bottom lane. And that's gonna be the entire outer shell now. Cracked for BRU. BRU, they seem a little bit hopeless. They don't know what to do. They're trying to funnel into Kinemon. Hamas, a bit of deja vu for him. He says, are you really trying to do this to me? We've just been through this. And he knocks him away with the explosive cast. A bit of a team fight though.
Wait, supporters just jumped out, but you see Shiba jumping back in. It's this
Kinemon
disconnect
gets
that
cancelled.
BRU can't get it happen. Chewy's coming in now. Azar, he's an absolute mad lad. So big in this game. Just chasing after Kinemon a little
Shiba?
bit more will take him down, but they're just gonna back
They
away
forgot about
because they have
Shiba.
Shiba behind them. So they're just gonna finish off this kill. Finish off what's in front of you. You don't have to worry about what's by the side. Shiba's actually gonna get away back into the barrier pit though.
A great escape from Shiba. I don't know how he found Chewy on the back line and got out. I think the rest of the members of Team Secret got a bit bloodthirsty there, tried to chase down Kinemon, and they forgot about Chewy. Now Dragon's gonna be coming up, Gaminism. Noel is alive. No ultimates on the side of BRU though. Well, Team Secret want to take this. Looks like both of these teams gonna call for the reset, take a step back, take a breather. Who's gonna take the ocean drink?
You need to be careful stepping into these moments because now with the Baron coming up in 30 seconds, if you lose this fight, there's a chance that Team Secret can convert this into the Baron. And well, they've shown exactly how well they're able to play around these neutral objectives before. BRU a little bit desperate. They're going to make their way
This
down
is
to the bottom
real
and maybe
desperation.
trying to cheese something out. If Team Secret walk into this, get spotted out, this could be the chance for BRU to find a pickoff.
This is so desperate right now for the side of BRU. They're losing so much on the mid wave. That's going to crash into the turret. They started off. Teamfight positioning is good. 5v5, front to back. That's what BRU won, but that's also what Team Secret won. Look at Tatsuri. He could be huge.
You need to isolate the back, but Hamas is so massive with the explosive cast. He's disrupted BRU, knocked the back line into the front, and everything's going which way. And Team Secret are the ones to come up ahead.
And Team Secret, you didn't even need to look for Tatsuri because Hamas, he finds it. He finds the engage that they needed. He didn't even need to expand his own flash. And Team Secret, 3-0. And like you mentioned, Ocean in their pockets. Eyes on the Baron. They want more here. 7,000 gold lead. Will this be the finishing touch for them in this series?
Look at BRU, they can't even switch out for the teleports. They cannot
too
physically
broke.
make it there in time.
They are just too broke, and someone gets caught. Who is that? Archie gets caught.
It's Archie just gets caught. Supporters trying to run in now, but you still don't have the jungler. No smite. Shiba's running in as fast as he can, but as the engage comes across, they've caught off supporter. They caught off Shiba. Team Secret just looking for one more team fight to maybe turn this around. Shiba goes in. The flag and Trevor has to flash away. Trevor, a horn on his tails, takes him down. It's Team Secret, the Miracle Makers. 3 games in a row. They're putting BRU in their place.
And that's exactly what we talked about. The miracle team fights on Team Secret from start to finish, from game 3 to game 5. They proved that at the end of the day, their backs were against the wall, but they are not out for the count just yet. 11 minutes on the clock. They're going to be breaking the inhibitor of BRU. BRU, no options left. Team Secret, they're going to play it safe. They're going to back off. They're going to take the hit.
Oh, the tower still goes down. And they're taking down supporter here. They might just take down Archie as well. They need to make a desperate last stand. They finally take down Tatsuri, take down Hermes, but the damage has been done.
They break the base of Buriram. 2 dropping. Tatsuri, Hamas, they get picked off. But what does it mean in the grand scheme of things? Little to nothing, I can tell you. 33,000 in Buriram's pockets, but 44,000 for Team Secret. They are sitting pretty right now, bringing out the center pick in the game 5, allowing Hamas to excel. And this man has been popping off, finding the key engages when it matters. Don't forget Azar as well. This man 7-0. He has been having a spectacular performance. To me, outside of his Fioras, Azar has been popping off this series.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, I'll say that his Fiora still looks pretty good. Maybe not in this series specifically, but it's had some good moments overall.
His team fighting Fiora is crazy impressive. It's just, why are you team fighting on Fiora? But that's beside the point. Team Secret, game 5 right now. Their eyes are on the Nexus. Their eyes are on those plane tickets to Singapore, to the Horizon Cup, to a rematch with SBTC tomorrow. So many things on the line for Team Secret.
So many things on the line for Team Secret, and so they're just gonna play things out the way they always play it. They're gonna strong arm BRU, go into their faces, take their turrets, and well, this Baron buff, it might expire. But the damage is there. Yeah. BRU are barely recovering. They're still barely holding on.
They don't need it. They don't need the Baron buff. It's 30 minutes in game. They can just wait for the next one. They've already broken the base. And what's this?
They're jumping on the Chewy, but it's too late.
It's just
Kinemon cannot take him down.
Yeah, Kinemon, his items leave much to be desired. BRU, they want to go for a counter push. But look at the positioning of Trevor.
Trevor's coming in now. They're looking for Kinemon first. Tatsuri layers the crowd control, and it's terrifying. BRU are so wary of this. They need to run away, but Kinemon falls. It's Hames. It's the rest of his team. Absolutely massive. They might try to take down Tatsuri, but you still have to worry about Azar, who has been consistently popping off as we get into playoffs. Team Secret are in amazing form.
And once again, Trevor finding the engage when it counts. The base is open. This could be it.
They're moving on to the Nexus, and Team Secret have taken down BRU. They found themselves not just the series, but also their spot in the Horizon Cup as the 2nd seed from the Southeast Asian Championships.
And they booked themselves a rematch of SBTC. Look at the smiles, look at the laughs, look at the joy, the jubilation. And look at Hamas barely cracking a smirk